Dopoh, listen to, did you hear the press conference of Seleke Kromah, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it.
We elect on 85 irresponsible men what happened to our country. We elect on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Please place your left hand on the Bible being held by your wife, and you will kindly raise your right hand, sir. And repeat after me. All standing, please. I, Joseph Newman Boyka Sr.,
No secret now that your friend and former boss will be a candidate in 2029. With all of that you experience, all of that you know, and everything that you see unfolding in the country now, will you support him? Will you be part of the process? Will you give him the support? Do you think he can be a better president?
So why you want to bring political Benin in it or not?
Oh, but political you're political man, before you go out, very active.
I plead the fifth again.
Okay. When 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
So, this riot situation when it comes across, because many times you notice that
if Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
On the broadcast administration, we want to give the government of Liberia an ultimatum of 72 hours to provide a living ballot of the chairman of the Student Unification Party, or else there will be a catastrophic pneumonia in the Republic of Liberia. To arrest the chairman of the Student Unification Party, only because the government feel intimidated about the Vanguard Party advocacies.
The government got capital road, small, B road, all kind of I think the reason Joseph Baker will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Well, meaning Liberians, welcome home. They didn't say all Liberians, or only well-meaning Liberians. If you don't mean well for this nation, stay right where you are. If you're going to go abroad and join the gangs, beating your girlfriends, abusing your spouses, those are not things that we want back in our country. You don't need to come home. You don't mean well. That's what Charles Taylor said. All well-meaning Liberians. We do not want you here if you don't mean well for this country. Today we are expecting a special guest, all things equal. Abdullah Kiatamba is going to be our guest. One of the most brilliant analysts in the Republic. He may rub some of you the wrong way, but hey, that's how it is. He says it, as he sees it. When he says something that favors you, he is your best man. If he takes you to task, then he's a bad man. All things held constant, he's going to be here the next hour. And we are going to discuss current events in Liberia. We're going to discuss history. We're going to discuss public policy. We're going to discuss political personalities. Abdullah Kiatamba is going to be our guest. My name is Jerome Gayman. I will be your host, as always, to bring you issues that may interest you, issues that may not interest you. I have a disclaimer there. Issues discussed on this particular platform are legitimate as we quote our sources. We get them from the different newspapers. We give you date and time that you can fact check us. But the opinions of our guests and our panelists are not necessarily the opinions and endorsement of the platform. They are the personal opinions of our guests. If you are tuning in, we say turn the page and share it on your platforms, your various platforms on your homepage. Let them tune in and listen to the great Abdullah Kiatamba. In the old days, they said the boy got high head. He can't shut up. He got his money, everybody's business. Politicians don't like him, the imams don't like him, the pastors don't like him. The women don't like him, the men don't like him, the children don't like him. Then there are some imams that like him, there are some pastors that like him. The Pope loves him. That's who he is. He's very, very sharp. I love to listen to him at times. When I have the chance to listen to Abdullah Kiatamba, it's a joy. Listen to someone that is very sharp. Whether they are ready or not. That's how it is. Abdullah Kiatamba is going to be my guest. Tell us where you're tuning in from so we can give you credit for where you are. Give me 1 minute, 1 second. Give that to the Yes. Forgot to lock my door. Honorable Kiatamba is going to be here. He's going to lecture us on what he sees. And I'm going to be asking him what he thinks about the grading system. Front Page Africa have been grading our government officials. We have been grading now the different SOEs. Some of those SOEs or those CEOs I was shocked. Some that have performed poorly based on our reporting. We have followed most of them. And they have been governing in deception. I was shocked that in the front page Africa grading, some of these folks were able to get an A, B plus, B minus. One CEO in particular that caught my attention is Mo Ali. With all we have seen, followed him, the debacle in Nima, in Bong, in Wapulu.
Where are you going?
They were able to give him a very, very high rating. The central bank, a man whose earnings were so disgusting when he was on an oath at the Senate. I think when the senator said you made $56,000, $55,000 a month, that's too much of a money. He said, that's a lie. I do not make that much money. And then when they began to calculate his income, it wasn't even $55,000. It had gone up to $57,000. What about? That man Executive Governor Henry F. Samoa, Front Page Africa gave him a B plus. We're going to delve into that. On the other hand, the National Fishery and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA, Acting Director General J. Sarah Sigby, Sr., got an F, 0. You got an F. That job need to be given to my boy from the southeast, fisherman. We know how to fish. We catch more fish. We get an A. This man got an F. Let me see where he's from. He knows nothing about fish. Another one, let's go to the LEC. Managing Director Mohammed Sharif. LEC got an A minus. A minus, LEC. If you talk to my folks in the various areas, they will tell you light coming on and off. He has an A minus. Let's go to the guys who are swimming in money. The oil company, National Oil Company of Liberia, Executive Officer Fabian Lai, L-A-I, Lai. He was on our show. He talks a good game. He had a very good strategic plan. For some reason, he didn't even get a B. He got a B minus. Let's go to the Liberian Petroleum Regulatory Authority, LPRA. Marilyn Tita Logan, Director General. Let me see what she got there, how well she's been doing in that job. She got a C plus, 75. Now let's go to LPRC. The managing director there is Amos Tuet. This is the guy who took upon himself to go to Musa Ability's workplace, place of business. Not only did he shut down the place, but he attempted to illegally start selling oil, operating the business. Front Page Africa gave him a B plus. Let's go to his partner in crime, Mo Ali. Water and sword. You talk about a gimmick. What happened in Wapulu? They installed something they call water. They called the president. They put up a big show, press conference everywhere. Only to find out after they left, there was no water. Same thing happened in Bung. It's everywhere he goes. Front Page Africa gave him a B minus. Not quite B, but he got a B minus. A little over 75, that is a C plus or a B minus might be 78. Let's go to the Liberian Maritime Authority, Commissioner Neto Zaza Lahi. They gave him an A minus. So also during the year, new mandatory requirements were introduced for LRIT. That is the conformance tests, which may be conducted exclusively through the online portals of the Liberian Administration of Authorized Testing, ASP. Additionally, prior written approval for Lima is now required for all seagoing vessel, construction, platform, docks, or any other marine-related infrastructure project with penalties for non-compliance. They said he put in place some regulations, so they gave him A minus. We go to the National Port Authority. The big fish, enchilada. The managing director there is Sekou A.M. Dukley. That's the guy that has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. Corruption, extortion, you name it. Remember the Chinese guy? The managing director, Sekou A.M. Dukley, the down low, they say. Let me see what he got here. Front Page Africa gave him a grade of B plus. Let's look at an investigation by the Liberia National Police Financial Crime Investigation Division later cleared Mr. Dukley of all criminal allegations made against him by Mr. Yang. The FCCID concluded that the matter was a commercial partnership. Even though it has corruption walking, crawling, barking, all over Mr. Dukley, Front Page Africa reason is that he was referred to a civil court. Even if he robbed somebody of their money, of their finances, of their hard-earned income, Front Page Africa reason is that it was not done criminally. He just crooked another partner in a business. So he needs to go to the commercial court to make his claim. This is the reason. When you see something like this, then it takes you back to the accusation from the CEO of the gender ministry, when she made a claim that some of us thought was outlandish. She says some of these gradings are based on your ability to take the author on these exorbitant trips, butter them up. If you operate an agency that is deep, the CEO has deep pockets, your chances of getting A or B plus or B is very high. I didn't say that. I'm quoting the gender minister. So when you look at the Port Authority, you look at the Liberian Port, that is a place where a lot of money comes through. People who run that ministry, that particular department or agency, they got deep pockets. If Mr. Dukley can crook the citizen of another country millions, and Front Page Africa does not take his character into account, only to say whatever he did, as wrong as it is not criminal. Crooking someone in a business deal is regular, is common according to them. He said, despite the finding, the economists and civil society groups said the controversy highlight long-standing weaknesses in Liberia's governance, regulatory environment, and underscore the urgent need for stronger investor protection and institutional oversight. Well, Front Page Africa, if this is true, and you know this, why would you give him a B+? The Chinese man has something to back him up, as evidenced by the United States Department, the U.S. Department of State 2025 Investment Climate. And it says here, corruption. Top challenges for U.S. companies and investing in Liberia to include not only poor infrastructure, low purchasing power, inconsistent overlapping tax administrative policies. Not only a weak judicial system, but inadequate legal protection for contracts and widespread public sector corruption. Front page Africa, what else do you need to know that a government official that extracts millions from another human being because the Chinese man wanted to take the shortcut. He never went through the National Investment Commission. He followed Mr. Dukley because Mr. Dukley told him that he was a powerhouse. He has proximity to the president. So the Chinese were lured into Liberia, trusted him, putting all his money in the millions. Now the court, whatever judicial process they use, said what he did may have been wrong, it may have been a corruption. But if it's contractual, he needs to go to the commercial court. That's what the State Department said. If you are an investor going into Liberia, you are basically on your own. So let's go to the Investment Commission, NIC. The chairperson there is Jeff Kehleboe. Let me see what he got here. He has a C+. It said much of the NRC's work appeared to be compounded by reports of corruption and bribery as investors face demands for bribes to meet officials. And government decisions often favor cronies over investment climate needs, according to the U.S. State Department. Then you turn around, give him a C+. The National Insurance Corporation, Abdullah Soare. Abdullah Soare, it looks like you got no money, you got an F. Abdullah Soare got an F. He said this corporation is dormant, according to Front Page Africa. Hopefully, they will rise up in 2026. Let's go to the Liberia Aviation Authority. Ernest G. Hodges, Managing Director, Liberia Civil Aviation Authority. The Liberian Aviation Authority, Hodges got a C. If this is not one of the most disgraced elements of the Liberian government, I don't know what else. This guy shouldn't even be on the job with everybody's lives hanging in the balance. This guy. Ernest G. Hodges. In my book, this seat was not earned. You pass on a condition. It's a focus in the new year is expected to lay emphasis on prioritizing aviation safety, modernizing infrastructure, and achieving international compliance with the support of the Liberian government and the international partners like ICAO. Please. This guy shouldn't even be on the job going into the third year. So let's go on to the Roberts International Airport itself. James Key Marba, Managing Director. He got an F. If Marba can get an F, how can his twin brother get an C? These people are saying, I'm me twins. They're joined by the hips. With the RIA, there is always a season of what if. The fact of the matter remains that significant challenges linger in fully resolving safety gaps, meaning travelers should still be prepared for potential delays or worse. How does this guy get an F and I just get a C? National Social Security and Welfare Corporation Managing Director DeWitt Vembamus. This is the guy who wrote a check for $500,000 from our retirement fund to buy cars for the inauguration of Joseph Boakai, President Joseph Boakai. Got a deep pocket as well. He got an A in manners. Hey. Let's go to Liberia Telecommunications Corporation. The chief executive officer there and managing director is J. Richardson Dopoh. Leptico, LIBTELCO. Got an F. Look at no money over there. So he got an F. Will Liberia Telecommunication finally reach its potential in the new year and emerge into a competitive entity in the West African sub-region? That's the question. Now let's go to Telecommunication Authority. The managing director there is Clarence Massaquoi. Clarence Massaquoi, you get an F. Clarence Massaquoi, you get an F. We won't even go why you got an F. They said you are incompetent. Liberia's Public Procurement and Concession Commission, PPCC. Hey, let's go and see what your grades are, or A's. PPCC got a C. PPCC got a C. $2025 low. In 2025, the PPCC came under intense public scrutiny over a series of procurement controversies, most notably the contentious yellow machines deal. The episode raised concerns of a conflict of interest, sidelining of procurement rules, and weakened institutional independence undermining confidence in Liberia's procurement oversight system. So why would you give someone like that a seat? Why? This man had conflict of interest written all over him. Traveling with the vice president to China, basically as a witness, he says. Let's go to the Liberian Forestry Development Authority, one of the most corrupt agencies that have known from Child Taylor time. The guy who is that now, Rudolph J. Myean Sr. Talking about Christmas time, you know, Rudolph the reindeer, the red-nosed reindeer, beloved. This Rudolph is not, this one is not beloved. This Rudolph Myean has been around for a very long time from the old establishment. Myean got an F. The controversies of 2025 revealed deep-seated structural problems within the FDA, ranging from data integrity to mismanagement to political interference and resistance to reform, posing serious obstacles to the Barker administration's goal of rebuilding Liberia's forestry sector on principles of integrity, accountability, and sustainable development. He got an F. This man shouldn't even be on the job. He's corrupt. Based on all we have read, all the testimonies, based on everybody you speak to, this guy is bad news. The Forestry Department, the Department Authority, FDA of Liberia 2026 outlook is focused on sustainable forest management, conservation, and the development of community-based forestry initiatives. These efforts are integrated into the government's broad arrest national development agenda and are supported by significant international partners. Yes, the outcome is bleak. He has an F. Let's go to the National Road Fund Office of Liberia, NRF. The manager there is Madam Josetta Newville Winto. Let me see what she got. They gave Mrs. Winto a B+. A B+. Next in line or on deck, let's go to rural renewable energy. I don't know who the managing director there. It doesn't say, but they give them a C. With new leadership in some energy-related institutions and renewed political attention to rural development, 2026 is expected to focus heavily on accountability, project deliverable, and measurable improvements. The emphasis is on training additional rural technicians. Is likely to continue and could significantly reduce the rate of system failure across all of our communities. Got a C. Liberian Agriculture Commodity Regulatory Authority, LACRA, Director General Dampis Said intern. Let me see what this intern man brought to the table. It looks like this intern guy won't be around for a long time. He got an F. You know, the American man says first impression is very important. You were brought in to turn an agency around, and after 2 years or so, the best you can do is an F. You shouldn't be on the job. This guy is stuck in the mud. No pun intended. Let's go to the National Disaster Management Agency, NDMA. Executive Director Ansu Dole. Ansu, how are you doing, Ansu? Ansu Dole, you got an F. You shouldn't be on the job, Ansu. You shouldn't be on the job. You should be packing your clothes and getting out of there. You are not helping President Joseph Boakai. You came in, how long you been there? You got an F. 0. Don't tell me from 59, you got an F. You are not near 59. I will give you 0, and I'm very generous. At least in the comment section, it says, as Liberian approach 2026, the National Disaster Management Agency stands at a defining moment. The corruption documented through 2025 left the agency weakened, demoralized, and unable to perform its essential national duty. So why is he still on the job? I won't even go any further because I don't want to talk for somebody who is a complete failure. There are too many failures in this administration. Let's go to the Liberia Land Authority, LLA. The chairman there is Emmanuel F. Bakio. Land Authority, that is a very important area because I have purchased several land from the same people 2-3 times. Thank God, Front Page Africa gave him an F. As donor funding cycle fluctuated, the authority experienced difficulty sustaining community engagement programs and public awareness campaign on land rights. In several regions, confusion persisted over the distinction between public, private, and customary land, a gap that fueled dispute and made it harder for the authority to enforce its own mandate consistently. Got an F. Every Liberian will agree with Front Page Africa on this one. I know he's going to come back tomorrow and say yes because the land authority got no money, so we got an F. And those who got money, like Port Authority, they got an A+ or B+ or B. In my own president's term, President Trump would say, give them A+++++, because they got deep pocket. Let's go to Liberia Rural and Renewable Energy, PRE. No, what is it? RRE. Samuel Bouquet Nagbe Jr., Executive Director, no relationship to my brother and friend here, J. Victor Nagbe. Let me see what Mr. Nagbe got. Anybody with that name Nagbe will be careful. You know, there's a speaker in the House of Representatives who also has a name Nagbe. He got a C. The inability to rapidly respond to breakdowns also underscore the urgent need for a coordinated maintenance strategy with clear lines of responsibility. Additionally, The slow start of key projects reveal gaps in planning and execution at institutional level. If you can't run an institution, why are you there? They gave you a C. National Bureau of Concession is on deck. Hanson S. Kehleboe, Director General. Kehleboe, let me see what you are made of here. Oh, Lord, Kehleboe. You should also be packing your clothes. You sound like a cousin of mine from Cape Mount. You should be going back to Cape Mount. Let's go do some, let's go to Mana River and go do some cleanup and do some investment and other stuff. Let's go to Congo. You got a D, 2026 outlook. They say, as 2026 unfolds, several key issues will determine whether the positive moves of 2025 translate into lasting change for NBC and for Liberia concession governance. So far, it has a D. Kehleboe, come on now. A D? B, man, like you. We can't accept D, man. What you been doing? You've been doing too much jolly, eh? Too much that I think is not good for you. Let's go to Liberia Revenue Authority. Oh, Lord, Dopoh Jala. The president said, if you didn't find the money for the yellow machine, you were in trouble. We have not received our yellow machines yet, and you are still on the job. This is another place with deep pocket. Let's see what they give them. There's a correlation between how deep your pocket is and your grade, according to the gender minister. Aha, they gave him a B+. Instances of corruption within revenue administration continue to erode public trust and weaken public compliance despite ongoing reforms. But you gave him a B+. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just given you a gist of the grading system of Front Page Africa as to why some of these folks are still on the job remain a mystery. Some of these people do not belong on the job. The former U.S. ambassador would say, why will J.J. Roberts say, but as I'm looking through my papers here, I'm looking at the beautiful face of a young man by the name of Myean. What will Myean say if he were to rise up today from his grave? What will he say to the Unity Party? The Unity Party that he helped form. On the front pages of both newspapers in Liberia, the Stand office goes up in flame as pro-democracy group gears up for December 17 anti-government protest. The offices of the pro-democracy and civil society organization Stand, located in Congo Town, were seen engulfed in flame early Thursday morning, drawing the attention of nearby residents and passerbys. The blaze, which broke out at dawn, sent thick smoke billowing into the sky as community members attempted to alert authorities and contain the situation. As for press time, the cause of the fire remains unknown. No official statement have yet been issued by the Liberia National Fire and Rescue Services regarding the origins of the fire. And it is unclear whether the fire was accidental or the result of foul play. Our witnesses reported seeing the structure burning intensely before emergency response arrived on the scene. The incident comes as a critical movement for STAND, an outspoken civil society group led by the political activist Morba Molu. The organization has been mobilizing its supporters for a major protest scheduled for December 17, aimed at expressing widespread dissatisfaction with the government. The planned demonstration has gained national attention, with organizers citing governance concern, economic pressures, and alleged abuse of powers are driving forces behind the upcoming action. With the fire occurring just days before the protest, questions have begun to swirl regarding whether the incident could impact the group's preparations. STAND officials have not yet commented publicly on the extent of the damage or whether Thursday's blaze will disrupt logistical plans for the December 17 rally. Let me welcome Johnny to the show. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Gayman. I don't know how to even praise you or give you your flowers because your commitment to this show, I don't know how to describe it. But let me say thanks and welcome to all our viewers and listeners, both on the social media and on the radio. They are the honorees for this show. They are the reason why this show is here. So thank you. I'm here with you in Lower Bikana. Lower Maigibi today. Sorry, I'll be there. Actually, on my way to Bikana, I'll be there on Sunday. You know, I like being around the Pastor people because Mr. Gayman is trying to make me feel more interested in the people than I've been before. But it's good. I'm right here in Lower Maigibi, around the Smenotis community in Marshall anyway.
Thank you very much. You can smell it, but you won't taste it. That's what it means over there. So
yeah.
You go and eat a little cassava and forget about the smell that coming from the camp. That's for the big boys.
For the big boys.
Because you will smell it, but you won't taste it.
You will not taste it.
So you're on the other side, you see the people from Firestone and the airport and all that, eating their ham, their caviar, and their pork chop.
You don't see what you just smell.
You just smell it.
You just smell. You don't see what they're eating, but you just smell what they're eating.
You just smell it.
And the smell makes you feel like
if you just smell it and imagine, if you are not eating all day, and in the evening, your stomach is growling.
Anything smells good.
Anything smells good. That scent, the breeze blow it your way.
Yes.
And you say, hey, man, it smells good, but I can't taste it, sir.
But this is interesting, about all Liberians. To give that name and today got stuck in our community. You know what that means? They put understand us around in the understand that environment. Of course. Does it smell notice? It means something. It means something. If you look at it from a sociological perspective, it means something seriously, It means that there's some elite class system around you there. Of
course.
Certain food is being, inhaled by you, and you, for the sense of it, you think that it should be a food you should eat too. So it's like, okay, the big guys are there, or those who have all the wealth are the ones having good meal. That's why we smell. And that distance, from where the food is prepared and where the people live, and they decide to say, well, that smell no taste. You smell it, but you can't taste it.
Yeah, we just went over. We have a special guest that will be coming on, Mr. Kiatamba, one of the most brilliant analysts, political commentators in the Republic of Liberia, for whom I have a lot of respect. When he was in the United States, in the Minnesota area, he was a true advocate, a gentleman who led the community in every facet. And not once did you hear his name in any scandal. there's no perfect person, but this gentleman did very well. If you are listening to what's happening now in what's going on in Minnesota, then you have to have even more respect for him. That the perversive corruption in the minority and the immigrant community there. And this man led an impactful, huge Liberian immigrant / diaspora immigration services and advocated for TPS for all of these folks. And not once did you hear his name in anything. And today we are hearing that the Minnesota immigration is going nuts because the folks have abused the system to the tune of between $1 to $8 billion. Regular folks scamming the system, making millions. They brought them here, gave them free homes, free food, free medical care, and they gave them allowances. Still, that wasn't enough. They said 83% of them have never worked. They're living on the government. 83%.
But I mean, no one knows why President Trump is this way.
That's correct.
How can you be that unserious?
So it is just one of those things. But on the other hand, on the local front, Chief Justice Pewee said something the other day. Well, let me go to this first. Before I get to Chief Justice Pewee, this one is really, this is why I have no respect for most of the guys in the Senate and in the House, including my own cousin. I consider him cousin or nephew, Dylan, our friend and brother, Kamara. I have absolutely no respect for these folks. They will come out and say, this is wrong. This is what I see that is wrong in this. Only to turn around and vote for it. Then they say, at least I said something. I said this to say, they said night passage, according to the editorial here from the Liberia Investigator. The House approved Liberia $247.8 billion budget for 2026. Hassan Bility and Foko voted no. You see how sneaky they are? They are so sneaky. They didn't want to put it into Liberia, to the US dollar, so they put it into Liberian dollar and say 247 billion Liberian dollars. So for at least you are good in math. For those of us who are not good in math, we don't know what 248 billion Liberian dollar is. But the guys at the place that have said it, they have done the conversion, and they say it is the same $1.22 billion that we've been talking about. You can't fool us. You don't want to mention the $1.22 billion, so you turn it into 247 Liberian billion dollars, like we are stupid. It says here, in a late night vote Thursday, the Liberian House of Representatives approved Liberia's 2026 national budget, endorsing LD $247.8 billion, which is the same $1.249 billion in US. After hours of debate and formal submission from the Joint Committee on Ways, Means, Finance, and Public Account Committee, PAC, the passage came after Grand Jury District 1 Representative Jerome Gayman offered a motion for approval, which was quickly and unanimously seconded. The final tally was 42 votes in favor, 2 against, with no abstention, marking one of the legislature's most consequential decisions, almost unanimous. This is what we're doing. All of these people were saying, you remember we carried this story. I have it here. The House of Representatives condemned the bill submitted by President Joseph Walker because it was impossible, it was unbelievable, it was unrealistic. And we talk about it here. The same people turn around and pass this thing unanimously. Johnny, you are in trouble. What a country.
Yeah, man. I mean, Mr. Gilman, when Dr. Monimba spoke about the budget and appealing to the government, to the president to withdraw that budget, or even appealing to the legislature to look at it and like recast it or do something with it. I mean, I was almost tempted to say that, say something, but I don't trust those guys to even make any attempt to change anything to keep it as it is. And it has just been confirmed that the lower house has endorsed and approved that 1.2 billion as was sent. Even the main energy changes in there, they just changed money.
Nothing changed.
But the exact amount remains as 1.2 billion. And we want to know the 1.2 they confirm how much of that did they what did they do in terms of allocation to education, to health, to agriculture, and to services that will benefit Liberian people. I mean, to approve the 1.2, did they do any major reshuffle of our budget to redirect it? Let's say to say that the recurring expenses would be, let's say, what, 30-40%, and then 60%, 50% or 70% goes to the service of the people. If that's not the case, then I mean, we are in trouble with how we expect to see Liberia made that much progress in terms of development and growth.
Well, the number even grew. First, it was 1.2 billion, but now it's 1.249 billion. The recurring expenditure now stands at 993,464,275.45. That's how much goes to them.
So that's almost the same, about the same 90%.
Eh?
That's almost about the same 90%.
Oh, Lord. So we have about $256 million for Liberia and $900 million for them. This is the country you
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And this is something that the people must rise up against. It's not in their interest. They cannot turn you into beggars to go and stand to their doors, and everywhere you see them in the street, you start running a car for assistance, you're begging them, and they feel that they are so much of great people because they deny you what you should have and turn you into beggars. That's actually, I mean, that's been very unpatriotic. You know, the last time, a few weeks or months ago, we were discussing patriotism, and I told you the people that I think are the most unpatriotic people are those that are in the leadership of the country, because the way they construct the budget does not show that they are patriotic and nationalistic. That budget cannot be a budget of leaders who are patriotic and nationalistic to the people. It doesn't show a budget that represents people that want to transform Liberia in the kind of urgent and way we want to see it. You understand? But I mean, I really hope Liberians will begin to rethink and know how to take some action against the people that they send as their deputies to the House. I mean, if the president did send that kind of budget, your deputies are the one who should review it and say, no, this is not correct, we'll redo it, this is how it should be. If you maintain the same status, I mean, $900+ million on recurring expenditure of the state, and then a $250 million to provide support to Liberian people in terms of rural and other sectors. How much impact would that make on the situation we face in the country? You know what I'm saying? How much would that do? I mean, how much of that will go to even education, to feed our kids that go to school, to get them good nutrition, to grow the country? Because you see, when you take care of your young people to grow up feeling patriotic, feeling that ownership to the country. But your citizens grow up struggling, catching hard time, going through difficulties. I mean, everything they want to do doesn't go well for them. How would they love the country? How would they cherish the country? How would they feel that they are patriotic or nationalistic of the country? When you deny the people all of these things you have and only serve yourself with everything. I mean, it should be a concern to all Liberians. It should be a concern to all Liberians. Everyone We should put us something, let people know that what they are doing is not correct, and they should change course. Other than that, if this is the standard they want to have for this country, I think we're going to have continuous problem, and the kind of development we want in this country, the kind of growth we want in the country will not come anytime soon.
I have a research material here that I want to share with our folks, and I have to give full credit to Anthony C.A. of Focus on Liberia. Did a great job here. He's called the title of his paper, The Scandal. And he jogged down some statistics. He said Liberia stands as the 10th poorest nation on the planet. But the 10th poorest nation makes more money, their leaders make more money than the richest nation on the planet. He says, let's go to the numbers. The Liberian base salary for our lawmakers is $15,513 per month. The great United States makes $14,500 per month. Liberia pays 7% more to its staff than the United States. Then he did a slide for the poverty paradox. Liberia is the 10th poorest nation with a per capita income of $677 per year. And the annual salary is $186,156 per year. 275 times the GDP capita per person. That means they make 275 times what the average person makes in Liberia. The average person makes $677. Our lawmaker makes 275 times that. Imagine your salary double 275 times. Regionally, Liberia makes 147% more than our peers. On the other hand, our civil servants, let's look at their salary. Teachers make $150 a month. A registered nurse in Liberia makes $200 a month. The worst ratio in the world, salary, efficiency, monthly GDP capita. Liberia is still, you are talking about 2.7. The United States, the salary compare 0.19. Then he says, what could $186,156 buy for you? If you will buy rice, it will give you 18,616 bags of rice. You could feed 93 families per year, just 93. According to the number that he cited, and the metrics here, the algorithm made a verdict, and the verdict on Liberian legislative body said this is state-sanctioned theft. So the question is to you, Johnny, what happened when we were growing up? What happened when somebody steals? Even now, when somebody steals and they say, Roro, what do they do with the person when you catch the person?
Yeah, when I bring up, once you are pronounced as a criminal, they call you Roro in the community, I don't want to running after you to throw stone at you or to catch you or beat you or
That's
do
correct.
something.
Yeah,
Do something to you.
during our day, they won't kill you, but they will beat the hell out of you.
But if I remember growing up in Fonjama, every Friday, which is a market day in Fonjama, they used to bring the criminals, those guys that were in prison and the Fonjama prison, bring them in their jumpsuit, put them on the pole, and give them 25 lashes every Friday.
That's
I saw
correct.
I saw that happening in my presence. I saw that happening in Lofa on many Fridays when the guys to be lined up, in the market for the public to see them that they are the criminals.
So if these people have been found, the verdict is state sanctioned theft. Why aren't we flocking them every Friday?
Well, that's it. That's it. Irony, and that we honor them. We hail them. We call them the Messiah. We call them all the positive, names and titles. That's why sometimes we go back and review that report that says that Liberia has the lower IQ in the continent.
Johnny is having some internet problem, but yes.
As nothing is happening to you, and you celebrate them, and then when somebody and they'll steal your telephone or break through your car or break through your window or to something to your place, and the whole population gets up on you to beat you and kill you or whatever.
Well,
No.
they
Look at the other day when they had that situation where this young man was killed actually, where they were stepping on him and they were riding motorcycle across his body and thing, and with the news that he was suspected of the motorcycle.
Yep. So according to your tradition and where you were in Lofa County, all of our lawmakers in Lofa should be lined up every morning, every Friday morning, and we should be flogging them 25 lashes for stealing. Thomas Fala should be on the pole in Foya, getting his 25 lashes every morning, every Friday morning. All the lawmakers in Lofa should be on the pole, getting their 25 lashes for theft. Monserrato County, we start with Sir Joseph. And then the Goa man, the man who has the Goa, the president of the Goa Association, J. Bernard Blue. Sir Joseph and Bernard Blue would need 2 poles each because they didn't fit on one small pole. So they would need 2 poles each. And since they enjoy, and it's so big, 25 lashes is not enough. Each of them should get 25, 25, 25. They should, because there are 2 people in one. So we should be giving them 50. The chairman of the Goa Association, DJ Bernard Blue, should get 50 lashes because he's 2 people in one. Sir Joseph should get 50 lashes because he's 2 in one. Dylan should get 25 because he's skinny, so he's a small man. We gave him 25. Sir Foko, a small man, we gave him 25. T5 should get 50. So if we go by these calculations, every Friday in downtown Buchanan, all of our lawmakers should be lined up and giving 25 every Friday morning for stealing from the Bassa people and giving nothing in return. The Bassa people should line them up every Friday 25. St. Montserrat has a lot of them. I don't want to go near the beach anymore because that beach thing there bring back a lot of bad memory. We don't want to take them on the beach. Maybe we take them to Todi. No.
Okay.
Todi, that soldier thing. The people may think y'all get gone over there. So let's somewhere. Let's take the upriver. Let's go upriver. Let's go to no, we don't want to go to Bentoro. It's a tower that over there. So, damn, where can we go? Jeez.
Let's do it in Pinsville, in Pinsville, the red light market.
Oh yeah, the red light market. That's correct. Oh Lord. And you get a market with me the right and let her just come and take a shot. Even if it's just one good lick. I'm telling you, I know some of the market women over there, my juice, my Jetu. That thing there, it will change some people. When you ask them tomorrow, you want to run for office, they will say, no, not me. Look at this photo. These are the guys who said last week, 2 weeks ago, that this budget was so bad, it's unrealistic. Today, the committees in their report says this budget is not ready to be passed. So what was in there last week that made it bad, that made it couldn't be passed? It was unrealistic. The number didn't add up. A week later, why they are somersaulting now? They say budget ready for passage. Presenting its report, the Joint Committee said it has conducted a thorough review of the draft budget before the recommendation. After thorough scrutiny of the fiscal year 2026 draft budget, the committee is pleased to inform plenary that the fiscal year 2026 budget is ready for passage. These are the folks. Last week, they said this thing was so bad. Inside the fiscal framework, the Joint Committee outlined the 2026 fiscal structure as follows. Adjusted revenue after the dollar 1.249.665.191.5 billion. That's 1.29 billion. 463 million. $275,045. That is what they say now the actual numbers are. The core revenue, recurring one, 993 million, 463,000. Contingent revenue, 200, that's the one for expenditure, infrastructure development. 256,201,000, blah, 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 blah. To make matters worse, it says the money that is allocated for infrastructure development, which is the 256 million, is contingent. It's not even guaranteed. It is contingent, but their own is guaranteed. So like Barack Obama used to say when they say you came to Ghana, are you reaching over to Liberia? He said, I am not going to any country where the leaders, they skim all 20% off the top for themselves. 20% before the budget. This is it he was talking about. Why associate yourself with people who skim their own people right off the top? So your own salary of $993 million, it is the core revenue. And the one for infrastructure development is contingent, they call it contingent expenditure. This is the people a group of people that we had. They approved budget embed several policy directives designed to strengthen governance, fiscal discipline, and domestic revenue mobilization. That's why they say, be real. Now, they didn't even end there. The leadership praised the passage. Speaker Richard Nagbe commended the Joint Committee for what he described as a rigorous and exhaustive review of the process, noting that timely approval ensures ministries and agencies can begin planning for the next fiscal year without interruption. They're not finished with it when I talk about the next fiscal year now. Other lawmakers said the embedded structure reform, if fully enforced, could improve revenue performance and strengthen fiscal discipline across government. With the House's approval, the budget now heads to the Liberian Senate for concurrence. Once endorsed by the upper chamber and printed into Myean bill, the spending package will serve as Liberia's financial blueprint for January 1 to December 31st, 2026. So they got 2 weeks to be giving each other a high five. Hey, man, you got your little thing? Yeah, I got my little thing, yeah. Banana Blue said, you touch my little thing, I will send you Goa. So y'all who are there, Johnny, or you're talking about fiscal discipline and talking about the people, you can talk all you want. The day you touch my pepper bush, Chancellor used to say, you will get, this is Honorable J. Banana Blue.
Yeah.
The Banana Blue, Benson. He got his mask, a country devil mask. He got all kinds of stuff to get you go out. If you attempt, yep, there you go, right there on the top. It says that clearly, threatening to invoke juju over proposed salary cut. So Johnny, it works.
Yeah.
It worked. This one.
Yeah, the man threatened his colleagues that if anybody play with my salary, you receive Goa. And the other guys, maybe there were many people that had the same thought as him, and so they kept everything as it is. So, but you know, Mr. Gayman, this situation is nothing. Sometimes it's nothing to laugh about because it really undermines our desire for the country. And what it also does is that, I mean, it further, denigrate our people, our society. It doesn't show any sign of government that want to dignify its people, its citizens. Because if you intend to run this country as a government and you intend to serve the Liberian people, to dignify them and give your citizens some level of dignity among the community of nations, you'll be interested in improving their basic social services, education, health. Something you said yesterday, right? When they asked the Americans, how come they did not succeed to create civil war or overthrow Fidel Castro? And the simple answer was that the Cubans are literate, but they are not just literate, they are educated. They are not just educated, they are critical thinkers. So no one goes to them and just throw it and then they receive it and take it. That means Fidel and his government worked to improve the citizens' welfare, their condition, and give them education. And any society that is fully educated and with a sound mind and sound health, that society is bound to make progress. And I think Fidel's main concern was education and health. That is why they have some of the best medical doctors in the world. So, and that's why we keep saying we don't need to invent new wheels. Our forefathers, our leaders in the past in our countries have tested something. It has worked in their countries, in their communities. It's just left for us to take the system and see how we can get domesticated and see how it will also help to improve our country. And you have a country of less than 6 million people, a small population that should make you to even do things faster, like a 4G development that people will be surprised that Liberia is so much, growing in infrastructure and everything. But we see ourselves as beggar every day, to the extent that we are celebrating $124 million. That in my mind, we not do anything significant for Liberia. Currently speaking to you, in my mind, I mean, somebody can correct me or whatever, but I don't think that 124 million deal that was signed between the Liberian government and the U.S. government will do anything better for Liberia. And I think it has a sinister motive. And I told you that day when you read it, I said the way that document sounds like, it doesn't sound like a document that is good for Liberia. But again, we say when you're drowning, you can hold anything. And I don't believe that Liberia is drowning. Liberia is just lack of competent leaders and lack of competent and leaders of integrity and character. So the incompetence and the criminal-minded people are the ones that are in leadership. And that's why they do everything to always keep the citizens down, always struggling. Then to the extent that the citizens appreciate their condition. Say at least they want better. At least they want better. Look, Mr. Kromah, from the airport, from the RIA to ELVA Junction, why should it take 3 years to build that kind of short distance road? If we're very serious, and you really mean well, you put effort to that thing, you provide the necessary support and you do necessary agreement, that should take maximum 12 months. That road should be finished. And you start another project. But because they don't have interest in improving the country in a kind of progressive way, so they take one project with big need, it takes long to be completed, and then we keep, we start at least, and Ralphie Road will get 1 lane, now and then people making it 2 lane now, so it better. At least Lofa Road will back between Banga to Saraya, they're making it, paving it now, getting better. But it should be done in short period of time and do more. So Lofa Road shall be completed since 2020. By this time, we're talking about the road reaching for Njama, or even 4 other places, but we are still talking about the road from Banga to Saraya. The new project will got money in it from Saraya to South of Konya. The next 2 years from Konya. It doesn't sound anywhere good in my ear. We should do things as quick as possible. How long does it take to construct an 81-kilometer road from Banga to Saraya? It's taking us almost 10 years. 81-kilometer road, almost 10 years. So when will we ever go that road in Greenville? Or even in Barclayville, or in Riverside, that's also it.
Why you say 10 years? How old is Lofa County?
Lofa County is about what? 60 years or 50? I don't even know. 1064 to God, county status.
61 years. So within 61 years, and that was when you got county status, but before that, the place have been there all along. So even let's start from when you got county status. That's 64 years. If you were building 1 mile per year, you would be in Vanjama by now from the bridge.
You're right. You're right.
This is how incompetent these people are. Let me welcome Dr. Peabody. Welcome. You are muted.
On a beautiful Thursday, it's so good to greet everybody again. Mr. Gayman and Johnny, welcome again, guys. Good to see you. And I've been following the conversation on my drive from work. And, Ralphie Road. Why should it take 2 years to build Ralphie Road, Johnny? The fact is,
why should it take 2 years?
That is not accountable to the people, accountable to themselves. They're probably not even accountable to themselves. Why would Musa Ability build a road that would take government 20 years? Musa is building it in less than 1 year.
Yeah.
And they're all furious about it and mad about it, jealous about it, that he's doing that. The common citizen is doing that. Instead of giving him support, you say they're taking the license or you're doing that. It's all about us. It's all about we wanted to build our country, put our country first, treating Liberia as a baby that we need to nurture. And we haven't done that. We nurture ourselves. People will nurture ourselves. How you be feeding yourself with the milk before you give it to the children to eat? You think it will do anything good? No. So that's why. But it's good to be here, Mr. Gayman. Good to see everybody.
Yes. Before we move any forward, let's look at this picture. Is Myean, are you back there? Please pull this picture up. Our son was nominated Young Journalist Award.
Yeah, that's good though.
This is Myean. If you back there, please put the picture up. This is the Young Journalist Award 2025. This is our nominee. This is our nominee, guys.
You got to support him.
If you are back there, please put the photos up. Let's look at this. What this young man has done when we are talking about us supporting the young folks. We are talking about if Peabody dies today, if I die today, if Johnny dies, in whose hands are we leaving Liberia, what we are doing here, TCA? These are the young folks we are talking about.
Yeah, but Mr. Gayman, the question you're asking, that question can be answered by only generational leaders. People who lead and know that there will be people coming tomorrow, so we should set a foundation and prepare them for tomorrow. But if we have leaders who don't think about tomorrow, only about today, then we are just doomed to fail. Doomed to fail, seriously. You see, so to tell you that, Mr. Gayman, if you can think that way, then I would describe you as a person of generational thought. You are thinking about tomorrow. I don't understand. Seriously, I don't understand why our leaders would not think about tomorrow's and all have children. No, there's no one in government have high position that doesn't have a child, doesn't have children. They all have children. They all in care for their children. They intend the children go to school to be educated and to be leaders tomorrow. But they don't care about the majority that have elected them to serve the people. They only care for they themselves, they and their family, they and their children, and their immediate friends. And that's not good governance. I'm sorry if some guys are getting annoyed with me, but I mean, this is about Liberia. We have to be serious about our country. If our country does well, we all feel better. Though I was driving this morning to smell notice, and I imagine, and I came in contact with two heavy trucks on our road, on the Ralphie road. See how narrow the road is. And as I imagine the danger the road has, and how good it would be if they could try in the next 6 months to finish with the road and make it better and safe. Because the better the road is, the better it creates safety for your citizens. As narrow as the road is, if you have traders coming from Firestone, the rubber latex and thing, and our road is busy with a lot of heavy vehicles, so the chance of accident is very high. But we hope we can do things our government can rethink. But if the guys in the legislature can keep it as it is, the 1.2, we thought they would have recast that budget and push more towards service delivery. But we're keeping it as it is, then failure to learn is to agree to fail.
We are talking about Robert International Airport. Let me play a quick video here for you to see.
Welcome, folks. Welcome to Explore TV.
This is the roundabout we talk about in Liberia. The famous roundabout coming from the RIA. It burned. The Christmas tree burned. Look at this. Dr. Peabody, look at this. The Christmas tree that we've been talking about at that roundabout. You remember that big Christmas tree? The real roundabout.
What made it to burn though?
They burn it.
People just burn it. Damn. No law, man. No law, Mr. Gayman. No law. They burn the building?
Design this Christmas tree. For what we are seeing and taking a look at, it has been burned down by fire. And for what I see, it is somehow some electrical fault. For what I can say, without much investigation, into the Island, into the burning of this Christmas tree at the Pinville roundabout here in ELWA, I can say to you that it was burned down by electrical fault. And this should send warning to Liberians, telling us that the LEC have so much strength. So all of our appearances at home, let us make sure that these appearances at home should be well equipped and should meet up to the standard. Let us forget about buying substandard appliances at home. The outbreak of fire in the city is not anything else. It's because of the tension in the current, and the wire has been the substandard wire that we are buying to electrify our homes.
Well, this is what we've been talking about, Doc. When you don't have leadership to change the entire electrical grid from 110 to 220, which is a commercial grade, without doing a thorough research as to why, when, who, and what impact it will have on us. And all you got to say, oh, they have the same thing in Ghana, they have the same thing in the Ivory Coast, and we'll get it from the Ivory Coast to bring it to Liberia that is substandard, not prepared, not ready, nothing organized. This is a death trap, and it's killing our people, even killing the Christmas tree.
It is a death trap, and they don't know the different level of electricity, the different grade. So that's going to be very difficult for our Liberian people. It's going to be very difficult. And as you said, the leadership is the problem, and to see that something that will beautify the city, they will just get burned, or even doing any kind of due diligence, any kind of study on them is a given to show that if this thing stay here, it could get burned at a certain time, or what is it to keep it not to get burned and thing. They didn't look at the voltage of the electricity. If you got a major stuff like that in a major part of the city, you need to put some of these step down breaker that can really reduce the power and stuff like that. But see what happened. The street you put on, you didn't even check the voltage and thing required that it got burned by itself. So it was wrongly done. It was not done the right way. It was totally done the wrong way. So, and that's why it resulted into a fire like that. Because if they had planted that very well, studied all the different voltage and things that were needed, that wouldn't have happened. Definitely would not have happened. So it's sad, very sad.
But Doc, even in these United States, when you, let's say the electricity, you put on your Christmas tree, you turn it on by 6 o'clock, and it goes all the way to 6 o'clock the next. But that's 12 hours of consistent power going through that stuff. Yep. So if you're using 220 volts for 12 hours consistently,
in a very, very hot weather, very hot
substandard, yes.
Yeah.
In America here now, most of the Christmas tree, the outdoor Christmas tree, the people are using solar power now.
Yeah.
To light the thing up for the day, and we are over there. Let me welcome J. Victor Nagbe. How you doing there, Chief?
Hey, what's up, boss man? It's good to be with you, Dr. Peabody. How are you? When you get a chance, please check my question in the chat there.
I responded.
Okay. All right, now I'm being on schedule. Thank you. Johnny, stop hiding. Come back on set, Johnny. Stop hiding.
Johnny, come back here.
Come back here.
Every time Johnny sees the boy from the southeast, he runs.
He runs away.
But I want to say welcome to Jerry Sakama. He says, I'm following from Venjima City, Lofa County.
That's awesome.
That's way out there.
That's nice.
And awesome. Obviously, we got Mozart. Watch us from Minnesota. Everybody in Minnesota, how you doing there?
Yeah,
yes. Mozart. I love that name, Mozart.
Yeah,
so,
Mozart
yes.
Dennis. You know Mozart?
Yes. I just love. Every time I hear that name, I think of classical music.
Yeah.
And the best of the best.
He's one of our faithful followers.
Obviously. But Doc, we talked about several things. Liberia is a funny place.
Yeah.
Few weeks ago, last week, we were here discussing the House of Representatives. They condemned the budget that was presented to them by the president. And they said the budget was unrealistic, the numbers didn't add up. And Victor, you and I were here cheering them on that even the LEG, the least educated group, according to Todman, they saw holes in it. They say it's not right.
Yeah.
Today, the same group, look at them.
Yeah, night. Passage. Imagine that. I don't know what is it that
they passed the people that added to the whatever new representative. They passed
the 14? No,
they
that
passed it.
I don't think the 14 are in there.
No, the 49 in here. The 14, the 14.
But they passed the Oriental deal.
Yeah, they passed everything that is negative. The 40 is they are like in a bullpen. They on deck. They went to the comment.
You know the 14 will pass.
I mean, we're talking about money here, man. We're talking about somebody getting $100,000 out in the pocket. You think that man will let $100,000 wherever go? We're talking about money here.
Yeah,
that's the money speak and why walk something.
I don't even know that one, but I tell you this, Dr. Peabody, the same group of guys who condemned this budget as unrealistic, the numbers didn't add up. They voted almost unanimously. Only two voted no. Safoko and Musa Ability. Only two. Look, only two.
Yeah. Only two.
Yep. Only two.
Yep.
So what happened to the whole group that threw this baby in the bathwater out said this thing wasn't realistic, the numbers didn't add up, the president didn't have the numbers.
They don't even have time to deliberate on these things. They just gosh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
But when
the thing was cooking on the fire, Dylan started eating the wire on the fire.
Already the man said the Constitution doesn't stop me from eating while it's cooking. But look at the deception on this, guys. What they have they say
what? House approved. Damn.
What's the number? But look at the number. What they say there?
Yeah. Man, you wasn't other than got the money in our budget.
Just read it. What it says there?
247.8 billion.
1,247,000 budget for 2026.
Yeah, but look at
it. And focal note.
Yeah, but look at the deception.
Yeah. 247.8 billion.
And what? What?
LD.
Aha. You remember we were talking? We've been talking all this year now. In US dollar, right? We say 1.22 billion. So they think we're stupid. They don't want us to discuss it, and they say they not turn it to LD.
Right.
These guys are so deceptive. So now, they can't say it's not 2 billion, not 2.11 billion.
Look at your girl, Jim picking first. All the people put in the heart that Marvin Cohen, she should have asked about this woman.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I come here having a good time. She's coming to ruin my day.
Jen, right, I think I'm with you on this one.
Go ahead and do your.
Jen, you are right. How come Musa Belede voted against this? And then the man who says they are capital road, small road, big road, they are sophisticated road, voted for it.
I mean, that's a good observation. I gotta look in and understand what it is. I think
when you get it broke, it happened.
I think Jane is onto something because we also have Jerry Gongloe in there. In there too with Musa Asambelite. So if Musa and Safoko voted against, and I think they said there were no abstention. So it means that we all may have voted. But the CMC did not. Well, I mean, let me not try to choose myself in presos and leave it alone. You know, but we'll try to understand that and unpack it. But Jerome, before we go further, man, I hope I can have a meeting, Dr. Peabody. Tomalin's sister. Aurelia is married to my cousin, Hector Weir. And just as I was getting ready to come on here, I saw Tomalin post. Hector has been ill for a while, I think he was either a stroke or something. I forget what but he was ill. And I think Aurelia herself, Tomalin's sister, may also not be doing very well. But Hector passed. Apparently, today I saw that.
Yeah, Hector, we are senior. I know his
Yes.
son,
Yes.
who work in Trenton, who's the deputy assistant director of public work for the city of Trenton.
Yes.
His dad passed today. Yeah, I'm very close to that family. I know Tomalin's sister. We're very close. In fact, I plan to go there later on when I leave the show. I plan to go there.
Yeah. So I just want to send our thoughts and prayers, to Tomalin and the family. Hector. I'll call some family members here too, and after the show, but deepest sympathies to the family for Hector. Something funny happened last time. He was in Trenton, and I don't know. We didn't get to meet. I tried to reach him by that time. I think it was same with them. We had a mix up. He never got it, and that was our last communication. He had already left. I tried to redirect it to Morovia. It got really complicated, but Hector is a nice guy. When we were fleeing the war in Dusai, because they are in Dusai. That's what I think Aurelia is a nurse. I think Hector himself, I think he's a nurse. I mean, my cousin, I don't understand why I'm having difficulty, remembering, but I think Hector himself was a nurse or so. But they both worked for the hospital, so they were at the Dusai hospital. We spent some time. We were not with them, but we used to visit with them, and that was the last time we ever spent a long time together. So this is really, I saw the post from Tomalin, so I just want to send sympathies, to the family and wish Tomalin, all the best. I'm not sure if he's still in Liberia. Is he back here, Dr. Peabody?
Yeah, I think he came yesterday, I think.
Yeah, he got in yesterday. I think he'll join us later on today.
Okay.
All
right.
Thank you. Tomalin is having a bad year.
Yeah, he's sending a lot of people home. Yeah.
Yeah, he been hit very hard this year. I mean, Tomalin, we're praying for you. It's just Lord.
Gene is agreeing with you here, Jerome. I think yes, you're right. Tomalin has had a couple of losses throughout the year. Yeah.
Just in Liberia, we went to the funeral of his uncle.
Yeah. We saw the photos. Just yesterday, we tried to lighten up the family mood because of the difficulties we have had with that family, his auntie and everybody. We had yesterday. We were able to present a little bright light with this one.
Yes.
With Joanna Coleman, George turned 104. We read this yesterday.
Yeah.
We wanted to put a little light, a good light on the family. They have been going through some rough. Only to know that right after we said this, this news coming out.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But yes, this is what we are talking about, man. Self-care, taking care of yourself is very important.
Very
tomorrow is not promised to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is not guaranteed, whether you are a Muslim or you are a Buddhist, you are a non-believer. We all know tomorrow is not promised. One of my bus drivers, I spoke to Victor about it. I don't know whether it was Victor. His daughter is a registered nurse. She's 37.
You told me it was me.
37 years old. They were having a great time. She went to bed Monday. She never woke up.
Yeah.
37 years old.
It's crazy.
So yes, this is why we are telling you to make your donation now. I don't want to make a fun out of it, but just in case you don't wake up tomorrow.
And the wickedness.
In high places, we are trying to raise money.
And the thing about Zona, you can schedule it in advance, right?
Yeah, you can schedule it even when you are gone. The cash out is the $ TCA 2500. Just send it.
You know what almost had me collapsing in the shower this morning? I will come back to your show. I was replaying the conversation you had with these kids in the gym, and they were asking you, "Are you from Nigeria?"
Yeah, I said no.
Said, no. Are you from Haiti?
I said no.
No.
For the Bahamas? I said no. The young man got so upset.
He got impatient.
Yeah.
He got impatient.
He got impatient. He said, "Come on, man, let's start the nonsense. Hey, nigga, tell me where you from."
I hear that so often. That's why because when you say Liberia, they say, "Oh, Libya."
Yeah, Libya.
You say Liberia, they say, "Oh, Nigeria."
Yeah,
I said, no. Come on, man. Where you from?
Jan, yes. I'm serious. This is when you know, the rich guys, when their parents are dying, they are sorry, everything else, but soon the doctor tells you, say, we don't think that he's gonna make it, or he got 5 more months. What the first thing they go do? They start looking for the will.
Yeah.
Make sure, Omer, before you leave, we don't want no confusion here.
We want no confusion. We want to make sure everything is tied down.
They call before they call the priest for the last rite, they call the lawyer to make sure that everything is tight. They do the will. If it's an estate, they will tie it down. All that stuff. Once it's done, then we start rolling on the ground and crying. Oh,
yeah. All of that is sorted out, then, of course.
So yeah, Jan, you know, that is something that the scripture had warned us about, that we are going to go. We were talking about it the last time, and even Tomalin didn't want to talk about it because nobody wants to discuss death and dying, but it is a part of life. We have to accept it and educate ourselves to it. That's why I took that class in undergraduate school, death and dying.
Yeah.
I mean, I took that class to understand the process. It will happen.
Yeah.
Educate yourself, educate your children, educate your family. So it will hurt, but it will not be traumatic. When my father-in-law was sick, I have done some work with hospice. Okay. So my wife and her family, they are not accustomed to these things. I told them we need hospice. Hospice came in and they gave us a class. The last week or so, what will happen?
Yeah.
And these people's jaw just dropped. They couldn't believe what these folks were telling them.
Yeah.
But exactly as they said, within the last 24 hours, things begin to change. The body temperature, the body texture, the face, the skin begin to be like glassy and smooth and all that. And then she says you will start getting cold from your feet or your body. I mean, just step. This is study. This is science.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be afraid. Talk about this. This is something that is real. You want to die in dignity. You want your parents and your children to know what's happening, what is going on, so they can prepare themselves for that. Yeah. So with that being said, we are here, and these folks, we were talking just before you came, I showed the photograph of J. Bernard Blamo. Excuse me, not Bernard Blamo. Excuse me, God, may his soul rest in peace. Bernard Blamo was the former education minister for the Republic. A very, very talented man, J. Bernard Blamo.
Yeah.
This man named DJ Bernard Benson.
Yeah.
That's his name, Bernard Blue Benson. He's the one that scared everybody now. They can all go and say, I'm sure they don't want to vote for this thing, but Bernard Benson told me he was going to send me Goa. So I had no choice but to vote for it. So they all voted for it. So I had to call Musa right after this show to check on his legs, check on his head, make sure. Say he voted for it that he doesn't get a Goa because this guy doesn't play, bro. He was serious about his Goa. So it turned out that the guy from Nimba and the man from Lofa, look at they're not afraid of Goa. But all the people from the southeast, from Grand Bassa, from Grand Gile, from Maryland County, from River G, from Grand Crew, they all voted for it. They're scared of Goa.
Look, where I'm from, though, beginning they can play with that and you play football.
That's why they all
it's like a sport. They throw on each other.
That's why Bernard Benson said, I know what to do with those guys from all the southeastern counties, all 7 of them. They all voted against my salary. Go ahead, come here. They all voted for it.
Yeah.
But it is just a shame that this is going to happen. Now, something happened today. We had a reporter in the courthouse in the arson case, and I was listening. The state called one of the star witnesses from the Liberian Police Department who did the arrest and booking of one of the so-called suspect for the fire department for the arson case. And they told him to read what he wrote, his report. And he said, I arrested him and booked him on the 23rd of January for arson. And the defense lawyer, Mr. Johnson, said, could you please read what you say your report says? His report says, he said, I arrested him on the 23rd of January and I booked him. And these are the charges. And the lawyer says, sir, can you look over this report and tell me when you actually arrested this suspect? He said, I am telling you, I arrested him on the 23rd of January. The defense said, are you sure? Are you confident you arrested him on the 23rd of January? He said, yes, I arrested him and I documented it. So the defense lawyer said, okay, guy gave me the court appearance sheet. They brought the court appearance documentation. The man appeared in court on the 21st of January. So the question is, so this baby was born before the mother got pregnant? How can you arrest this man?
On the 23rd.
But he went to court on the 21st. Appeared in court on the 21st. This is the government star witness, the police officers.
Oh, God.
Johnny, Liberia is a strange place. The woman got a baby. She delivered the baby on the 21st. Then she got pregnant. She got pregnant 2 days after she had a baby. What is going on in our country?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the prosecution arranged their witnesses to the extent, and in criminal cases, once the defense lawyer found some elements to undermine the integrity of the prosecution, clearly that case is not going to be won by the prosecution because the work of the defense is to just find fault. I mean, real, genuine fault, reasonable fault against the witnesses of the prosecution. And it says to find somebody guilty on a criminal offense, it can be beyond all reasonable doubt. And that's the question that we're talking about there. That is a reasonable doubt that you cannot find people guilty on. Because if this man is the one who arrested the suspect If you say Gayman says, yeah, I did the arrest, that witness should be a genuine witness to support the prosecution's legal actions. But if that person say, yeah, I did the arrest, and the person's statement is not in line with the proceeding, then clearly the judge will have no other action but to say, pass the verdict of no guilty and not guilty against the accused. And I suspect that there will be more of such happening pretty soon in that case.
But Johnny, it is so glaring. Yesterday, right? This one not today, but yesterday. It's an honor questioning by the defense lawyer Wilson. The still witness says the forensic technician advised investigators that fingerprint could not be extracted. The extraction was impossible because the iron surface was too smooth. Victor Nagbe, the man, brought a chloride bottle and matchbox. He said we could not conduct fingerprint testing. The forensic technician told us it was impossible to extract fingerprint from this kind of material. The chloride bottle, the chloride can were too smooth. So
wait, don't they dust fingerprint off the glass?
Well, wait, let me ask something. At the police station.
My man, don't answer my question with question. I want you to answer me, Johnny.
No, I'm telling you something. Right?
I'm just messing with
the chloride bottle is smoother than glass.
When you go to do fingerprint at the police station, they have these, I think, some kind of powder like thing that you use to put your 5 or 10 fingers in on a blank plate sheet and give them. So I want to know what is the technology they have at the police to really lift fingerprint, right? If we had issue with DNA on the rape case, up to now that case is nowhere on DNA issue. They're talking about fingerprint in a building that was caught on fire. Even if you want to say that it was a petrol bomb, so and it was a chloride bottle. Chloride bottle, that plastic material, it will not get burned in the fire. You'll still find it.
Everything got burned, but the chloride bottle never got burned.
The only thing that was smooth, that one didn't get burned. Everything that could give me the fingerprint got burned.
Look, you thought yesterday. I thought yesterday was funny, and I was laughing at this. Then today, this one happened, and I said, "But I thought Johnson really made fun of this guy." He said, what was funny was the objection, right? The defense lawyer said when Arthur Johnson said, "Are you sure you arrested the man on the 23rd?" Then the prosecutor said, "Objection." Then the judge said, "Objection for what?" He said, for asking double questions. Why you keep asking the man, you sure? Why?
Confirm information.
Look, I think I was listening. It was so comical. I had to cut it off because it was actually I was driving when I was listening to it. It was so funny. The man he said, "Objection. You keep asking the same question." The man said, what's the motive? The man said, "I just want to be certain that this is what he said. If that he wrote this, the police report." The lawyer said, "Don't ask my man that kind of question. You keep asking the same thing over." Liberia is a different place. Victor, how? I mean, we just read this thing here. Are we the only one reading the thing from the State Department that said the judicial system is terrible and all? Are we the only one reading it?
We can't be the only one reading it. And when the fire happened, a whole team came from Minnesota. I'm sure they read this.
Yeah, but but Mr. Gayman, with reading issue, that is the problem here also. Many people in the country don't read. And we don't have a habit of reading. And people that have even gadget, smartphone, they don't go there to read. I don't know who will ever go on their phone or whatever they have to simply download this article or this paper or this writing and read and know what is it. All I want to do is go on Facebook to see actions and read political gossip or whatever. But to read detail, even this thing that was published yesterday or so about the $124 million is on the internet, it's on the state government website. But how many librarians, if the intellectual class has time to go and do research online and read things to be informed before they can even talk or make decisions? Right now, we are discussing on the platform what they hear us saying, taking and run with it. They don't even have interest in verifying what we're saying on this platform.
Dr. Peabody, there are so many things going on in Liberia. Some just don't make sense. The Senate cites poor work ethics among Liberians for surge of foreign hiring. Can you imagine our lawmakers after they sold all the work permit, they came up with the excuse that Liberian, the reason they don't hire us, they're not creating jobs is because our work ethic is bad. Can you imagine? Let me read this. This one go all the way back, but it keep coming back. This one was written way in June. And then when it came, I read about what's going on with the work permit. It said several Liberian senators have blamed what they describe as poor work habits among Liberian citizens for the increasing number of foreign nationals being hired to come into this country across the country. During a heated plenary debate on Tuesday, Senator Albert Chi, Edwin Snow, and Kamara said many companies prefer to employ foreign workers over Liberia due to concerns about discipline, work ethics, and reliability. The debate followed a relevant revelation that the Ministry of Labor had issued more than 10,000 work permits to non-Liberians, raising alarm over the ministry oversight and broader implications for our local employment. Let me go to Dr. Peabody.
What is that finding based out of?
Can you imagine these people?
Finding? You don't even have jobs. Then you say the people got poor work ethics. Have you conducted a survey to know whether these people can work or they don't go to work or what time they go to work? There are Liberians that work in Liberia. They work with US MSA, they work with European Union, they work with Firestone, other places with excellent work habit. You're not creating jobs. What kind of job you got in Monrovia there that says Liberian can work and he's sending 10,000 work permits to Lebanese and Indians and to Ghanaians and all these places just to make money? Did you listen to the labor minister say one time that they were sending new work permit and some of the money were going to go towards the budget? So you deprive the Liberian of jobs. And then you're giving it to foreigners. He's selling thousands of. I asked the same question. And when Senator Dillon got on him, it became an issue. I asked the same question to somebody that was here. I said, if you're selling all your work authorization, they're like, how you expect Liberia to get jobs? You want to tell me the authorization you're giving out for people to come and work? You don't have trained Liberians can do those jobs. You know how many Liberians are trained in that country? Kids that travel to different countries, Rwanda. They travel to what the island name that a lot of Liberian kids went there. The other day I watched the graduation.
Cyprus.
Liberian were graduating.
Ghana.
Very disciplined. China. They got kids. One of my nephews in China right now. The kid graduated from LU as a geologist. Couldn't even get a job. Walking him back and forth to the Ministry of Lands, Mine, Energy. The kid had to end up going to China to do his master's and stuff like that. There are a lot of trained Liberians, very trained, that have been to various countries with very disciplined, but because they're not part of this, they're not part of the party. So even if they are qualified, they're not going to give them the job. And that's why Liberians are faced with. They are trained Liberians. So whoever brought that oil in the Senate should be damn shame of themselves to bring that oil. Say Liberians don't have good work ethic. They should be damn shame of themselves.
Johnny, we're talking about some of the three big names: Abachi, Kamara, and Edwin Snow. The name can't get bigger than that. For them to say that Liberian, the reason They are selling 10. Can you imagine 10,000 jobs in Liberia?
You know what? I want to know. Amara Kona has a farm in Bapulu. Irene Snow has farm in Bomi County. I'm sure Abache has some business running. Who do they have running those businesses? Do they have foreigners at all? Are they on their farms or places? You know, if you say like Brembo don't have good work at it, are they seeing that on Irene Snow farm, the foreigners he has there? Amara Kona farm in Bapulu, he has foreigners working there? Or Abache has foreigners working for him? And for example, I work for the kind of standard that's working in Liberia have succeeded so much in this country, has been led and managed by Liberians from top to bottom. Country representatives, program managers, M&E managers, everybody from the top to bottom have been Liberians. So how can you now say Liberians don't have work ethic? Because when you guys do these dubious things and want to get rub things in our face as though we have no reasoning, we have no mind of intelligence, and that's when I can get annoyed with them because don't think we're all stupid people in the country. To say because Liberians have poor work ethic. Okay, we have poor work ethic. What is your role as a leader to improve our work ethics, to improve our standards? So then you don't deserve being representative. You don't deserve being senator. You don't deserve being anywhere in the around leadership of Liberian government system, because you are telling us like
Oh, Charlie, internet frozen.
Yeah.
So that to be watching people in supermarket that our Liberia don't have, you got Lebanese people standing or Liberian people in supermarket at the cashier. So Liberian know how to do that one too. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, now we know it. We got poor ethic for that one.
You see.
Grand Crew
It's just
County,
bad, man. It's just very bad for us. It's so bad for us.
Grand Crew County Senator Abache, former Senate Pro Tem temporary, opened the discussion by citing repeated complaints from investors about Liberia workers' lack of dependability. We have highly qualified Liberian technicians and mechanics, yet investors pay 10 times more to bring in foreign mechanic. He said, that's not a choice made to waste money. It is avoiding the excuses. They are flat, or my daughter says sick. We can't advocate for a job on one hand while our people chase them away with poor performance. No one wants to pay for poor performance and poor service. Oh, Victor, the man say he's justifying the reason why people are bringing in their own workforce because we are unreliable, we are not dependable, we got poor work ethics. So other companies choose to pay 10 times the price to get a dependable worker. Let's talk so and talk so. Does he have a point?
No, I don't think that point makes sense. Look, I when I started working here, I worked with people who want to work summertime. They don't want to work the whole winter time. I mean, what do you say about such person? Some of these people, they will come and work, and then the whole winter they take a vacation somewhere. Um, you know. So I think if there is a problem like that, then it has to be addressed by training and retraining. But to lock people out simply because you are alleging that they work at work ethics, I think that's a poor excuse. Because the unemployment is so high, I can guarantee you put one person down, I think 10 people would line up for that one job. So I think that is, to me, it doesn't suffice. But I think the bigger issue is why are we issuing these work permits? Do they question this? I don't know. I've never applied for a work permit in Liberia, so I have to understand the process. When these people apply for work permits, do they specify, or they just give them a carte blanche, just give them a permit, I guess, to work anywhere? I mean, once you qualify, I guess so. But it really boggles my mind in a country that with so much high unemployment, to sell 10,000 work permits, in such a short period of time, to me, it's really it's oxymoronic. I don't know to quote a
Some
former
people
president.
don't think. Some people do not think, and that's
Yeah,
what we took. In Ghana, you
yeah,
hardly can get a job to do that as a foreigner in Ghana.
yeah.
Okay, they go there. Liberia, even selling in the market, you hardly can even carry a product to just sell in a Ghanaian market like that. And you got that country without thousands of young Liberians don't have job to do. People don't have money to feed their children. You giving out 10,000 work permit, then you telling them that Liberian don't have work ethic. What was that something based on? Did you have one Liberian working for you and he didn't do good, so you take the whole and compare it to the whole country? They think that when people doing that country, one time Liberian can do it to be chef and all the things that you want to even got good Liberian chef and thing there. Or I see some of them when y'all go to a very important program, you see Lebanese there catering. That place in Lebanese necessarily to be catering and things like that on major government function. It's sad. It's very
But
sad for the country.
Dr. Peabody, I mean, when we were growing up, I know we had labor inspector. Don't they have those anymore in Liberia? People who, or I guess it doesn't matter
They're
because,
on the books. They're on the
yeah,
book. You see,
you know,
they don't
But
care.
but
No,
but,
they
but
do. They have no, they
let's
have
also
a
let
whole
Torso and
inspection.
Torso, guys. Let
They,
Torso and Torso. Talbot said we had the same issue, and President Talbot used to go to his agency because he felt people would come sign in and sign out. People were coming late and leave early. He listed all of these things are unproductive. That was in the 70s and in the early 80s. Okay, so let's talk so and talk so. Isn't this a systemic problem that our people we suffer from sloth? You go to work late and you leave early. You want to show that you're the big man, so you just go sign in and sign out, and you take your entourage to the nearest bar or to the nearest entertainment center, and you sitting there and on your walkie-talkie telling people what to do. Let's talk. So, isn't this a cultural thing, Victor Nagbe? You were there when Topo used to go to the ministry in the morning. He
yeah.
signed. He put line through the signing book, sign his name. Everybody that come after that, you are late, and you got to answer to him. There was a reason for that.
No, you're right. Especially those who work for government. I mean, some of these people are arriving at work at 12 o'clock and leaving at 2 o'clock. Yeah, you're right. But those, I mean, we can say, there's an attitude in government offices, people who work for government, and you don't find that in the private sector. But yes, it is a pervasive cultural defect, especially people who work for government. I mean, uh, people go to lunch at 12 o'clock, they don't come back till 3 o'clock, and then 4 o'clock they're ready to go home. People, drink a beer in the office and all that, stuff. It happens in Liberia. And I agree it has to be addressed, but I think also using that as an excuse to lock, people out of employment, I think it compounds the problem. There are remedies available to us, to address this thing. People can, be penalized, paycheck reduced. There's several ways it can be done. And I can tell you, you do that once or twice, people will begin to be more punctual. But yeah, it is a problem. What they talk about used to arrive at some of these ministries, 8 o'clock in the morning, and draw a line in the ledger because people used to sign manually, or go and sit in the minister chair waiting for the minister to come in.
Johnny,
And then
yeah,
when you
but
got
but
in,
Johnny, go ahead.
yeah, Johnny. Go,
Johnny,
yeah,
Johnny.
I mean, yeah, but know,
Well, your internet acting up today.
It must be raining. It must be raining.
Johnny, go out and come back in. Dr. Peabody, I got a call early this morning. The guys told me, they said, Mr. Gayman, you know, they're tapping my rubber. He said somebody stole 4 tons of the rubber. They stole, the people that are hired to tap the rubber, they stole 4 tons.
4 tons of rubber.
Nobody knows who did it. They called me and say we're missing 4 tons of the rubber. And my nephew called me and said, we suspect it's the guy that you hired, that you thought would do a better job. He's not from the town. He's not related to us. He came in, we suspect he's doing it because when we went to ask him, he told us, why are you checking on me without calling me? Why did you go inspect the rubber without my consent? You work for us.
Right.
In our warehouse, we go there to check every morning. He tells us. So, look, I mean, all that money that I spent paying him and housing and everything, and this rubber thing I'm doing, I'm not doing it for profit. It's to keep all of the young folks in that area active. They make the money. We pay them. We buy material. I don't want to make profit. If profit is there, fine, but to keep you guys going, because I believe those 20 people that are working for me, there are 20 people off government payroll. And they all got people attached to them. So why steal the rubber that we're supposed to sell to pay you?
But you see, with the government, stealing is different from having work ethic. You know, people have natural rope. And if you say stealing in Liberia is very prolific, I would say yes. People can really steal there for little nothing. You know, you took that man from the street, you brought him to give him work, and there he goes, he's stealing from behind you. So what you do, you fire him because there's no law that will even take him to jail to persecute him.
Lord,
you waste your time.
You call the police, they will say come back or gas.
You got to pay for the gas for the police. So all you can do, you know, I know somebody who said one time they were supporting people and they were doing some work, and the guy stole for them. When he approached the guy, why you stole it? The guy said, "Oh, move from your man, y'all in America, I got all that money, then you can't won't be paying a little nothing." So what happened? He said, because I couldn't get my money back for him, I just paid somebody. I said, "Don't kill them. Just whip the devil out of them and let him go." And he told the person, "Don't kill them, but beat the devil out of him." Let him go, but don't kill him. Don't rather have him so he can die. Just whip the
let me pull this article up again now that you talk about that. This is something that our boy wrote, Anthony C. And we were discussing it, and you came, but it makes sense, and sometimes you ask yourself, okay? He talked about the Liberian legislature compared to the American. He says the Liberian lawmaker makes 15,000 change per month. The American lawmaker make 14,000. Now, if you are in Liberia and you make that much money, he multiplied plus perks. The average Liberian lawmaker, $186,000 per year, about $187,000 per year. That's how much the Liberian lawmaker makes. In the meantime, the civil servant, the lucky ones, the per capita income is 677. That's 275 times the money that the average person makes in Liberia. So he said, finally, it's basically, this is state-sanctioned theft. So the question is, what do you do with thieves when you catch them in Monrovia? We say we beat them. So why aren't you beating your lawmaker? Johnny said in Lofa County, every Friday we bring all the road out and line them up, tie them to the stake and get them 25. But so if we do it now to the common theme, why haven't we beating South Joseph then, Dillon and T5? Why haven't we flocking them every Friday 25 on the back for stealing?
You know, I don't know about South Joseph. South Joseph is a very good lawmaker.
There you go.
I know his.
Victor, you see what we're talking about? You see, you can be all the other role, but don't be my friend.
I know his source, because I know his source of income. But he has a very, as he worked in Freetown, Sarah has a very big church in California that supports his school, supports his medical program, and all of that. So most of those income come from there. People don't really know, but what I'm saying is, beat the Rare Thieves, beat Tomofala, beat Nukwe. Nukwe is a walking thief. Beat a guy like Abachie who made millions. Big guy what the guy from Bon County. Those are the real thieves. Those are the people who are on the financial team. That's the real thief you see there. So they fight. They can kill for that budget every year. Those are the kind of people that like putting together and beat them because they have shown nothing. That the millions they get every year, they are showing nothing, any development or any help for the citizen. But don't beat on somebody who bringing free medical supply, who building schools, who giving medical supply all over the country. You don't beat those kind of people. Beat on the real road. Some of the one who go to Garguah City, representing Garguah in different election, but yeah, still the military to take over and run for election. Those are the points you deal with.
Victor. The former Speaker of the House, Tim O'Neill went home one day, and the press asked him to say, it says, in Massachusetts, your rating is almost 90%. Your people love you. He said, but the House of Representatives, their rating is 8%. Their federal rating is 8%. He said, because everybody loves their own crook.
That's right. That's right.
He said, when I'm bringing home that baking, when I'm bringing everything here, they love me.
Yeah.
But on a national level, nobody loves me. He said, but when these guys go home, people cheering them. Everybody love their own. You see my boy, Dr. Peabody, you can be Safoko, all the guys that they are, but don't touch my own road.
Don't touch my own.
No, he's not. He's a very fair guy, and stuff like that. He's doing a great job in Bunker. Muscle Rider. But the thing here is, there's no way you can compare the Liberian Senate to the American Senate. The boys here, they are already multi-millionaires before they become senators. Some of the boys are medical doctors. They have, top businesses. A lot of them go there just for,
Anyway, let me make a quick announcement. My boy Trump is now selling watches on television. The Trump watch.
Okay, I enjoy President Trump.
Victor, have you seen the commercial for Trump watch?
I've seen the commercial. Every time the commercial comes on, I turn my TV off.
I can enjoy President Trump. I can enjoy him.
Trump said, "What time is it? What time is it? It's Trump time."
I enjoy you. I enjoy.
How kind of man is he who doesn't ever get enough? This amount of money this man has, but he's always looking. He's suing people left and right.
He sued New York Times to get 10 million. He sued
New York Times.
He sued ABC. I didn't give 50
ABC
million.
10 million. This guy is a rig.
And then they pay him back pay. They pay him a restitution for that court case. He has sued. He sued for the case that the prosecutor he won, and he getting the money. All the January 6 people are getting paid. I enjoy it too, but
he's trying to sue the BBC.
Last night I was sleeping. I was watching Fox News. And I just saw my wife busting in the room, upset, cut her crap off. She said, I don't want to see that man on my TV. I said, how you gonna do that?
Oh.
Trump said, it's Trump time, by your wife.
Yeah, he's had Trump watch, I think like $100,000.
Hey, listen, man.
You got the green card, $1 million gold card.
Listen, the green card one, I'm telling you, I was listening to it today. This guy is something else. If you got $1 million, easy. 500,000 got a bracket. But let's go to let's look at the SOEs, the performance of the SOE. They came up with a grading. Who passed and who failed. And Doc, as much as I like my boy Rodney sees some of these parts, some of these grades, makes me to go back to what a lady said yesterday. The deeper your pocket, the better your grades. And I don't want to take anything away from Rodney, but this thing, look what he gave what about Ducle at the Port Authority. Gave him a very high grade.
What about the Ducle get?
Ducle got a B plus.
No, he doesn't deserve it. After stealing that Chinese man money,
yes,
he really didn't deserve that money. He robbed that Chinese man.
The central bank, another one, the central bank, he gave the central bank a B plus. All the agencies that ain't got money, they all got F and D. Like the National Feature Agriculture NAFA, he gave him a F. No money over there.
Who tell you so? NAFA got some money, Mr. Gayman. What are you talking?
Everyone brought some money there. That's why they try to
use it. Left, that's it. The money.
NAFA got money. Oh,
the money that dry up F. Gave him a F.
But you saw NAFA selling their own fish today on the market. Did you see that, Mr. Gayman?
Oh yeah.
I saw. It's like they're taking the business out of the local Liberian who sell fish. They started. Lafayette had a whole display of fish selling it today. NAFA in Monrovia.
Where were they displaying at the ministerial complex?
I think to the ministry or some market. They had the people there in a special suit.
Yeah, I saw the president had something, I think, under the auspices of Minister of Commerce or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like an expo or something.
The LEC, he gave the LEC an A plus. LEC.
Well, you just who said it here? Somebody said the LEC. They said the electricity is a little bit more available. I think
that's true. I agree.
They're comparing it relative to what it was, not what it should be.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what that came from, but the fire is really big in Monrovia now. I mean, LEC, people don't complain as much. The last time I was there, I didn't experience any power outage.
My friend Boke Nagbe at the Rural Renewable Energy, he's been going at it all day today, taking the report. But I think they gave him C. He said, first of all, he said, Trumpet Africa said something about mini grids being broken and all people complaining about the mini grids. He said, first of all, we don't have any mini grids. How can you grid on something we don't have?
Yeah, they're hurting a lot of people.
Your friend, the Liberian Petroleum Regulatory Authority, they gave her a C plus. Liberian Petroleum Refinery LPRC Managing Director Amos Tuer. Let me see where they gave Amos Tuer. That's another
B.
Eh?
I think they gave him B. I was shocked.
No, he got a B plus.
Oh no.
So, but is running. I mean, I haven't seen running in a while. Is he grading the individuals or is grading the entities?
I think he's grading the entity.
I think he should be grading the entities.
Of course.
How is it that agencies like NPA that have contributed zero to the budget? How is LPRC anticipated contribution to the budget $5 million? What did they give? 700,000. Not even half of what they should have contributed. In spite of all the fighting with Musa ability to take the storage fee from Shrimpex and all of that, they still can't give a dime. What are they doing with all this money?
But with all this is the inventory that went to Musa Ability's place. Not only was he trying to show the place, but he was trying to operate the place and collect money.
Operate the place. Gangster ride the place.
How can you get somebody like that a B plus?
Yeah, how?
Then let's go to water and sewer. Mo Ali. Let me see what they gave Mo Ali here.
Mo Ali and Musa Ability been going at it.
Yeah, they gave Mo Ali a B minus. They said after this man did our foolishness in Lofa, all those fake water, the thing they install when the people turn it on, no water and all that. He just didn't want to get in Bon County last month.
Yeah.
You get a B for what?
For what? For doing what?
Yeah, let's go to Maritime Affair. Let me see what Maritime got. Maritime got an A minus. I mean, these guys. The National Port Authority of Liberia, NPA, Managing Director Sekou A.M. Dukley. A.M. Dukley. Let me see what Dukley got. I went over here earlier, I forgot. A.M. Dukley got a B plus, almost an A.
There you go. There you go.
After eating the Chinese man money and running away and robbing that Chinese man.
Yeah. Listen, this one here, right this here, I cannot believe what this man said. He says here, an investigation by the Liberian National Police Financial Crime Investigation, FCID, later cleared Dukley of criminal offense. But he was asked to go to court. The matter was placed in a commercial court. Despite that, the police finding the economists and social society groups said the controversial highlight long-standing weaknesses in Liberia governance and regulatory environment and underscore the urgent need for strong investors' protection and institutional oversight. You say all this stuff about this man, then you get your B plus. How can you say the man is a crook? He stole the people money, he did this, he did that, then you gave him a B plus. So this thing kind of overshadows some of the things this lady was saying. That if you have the money to take these guys on fabulous trips and wine and dine them, they come soft, because he is saying this man did all of these things. But then why would you give him a B plus? Or B plus? The NRC, Jeff Blibo, NRC, you think the NRC got a C plus? The National Insurance Company, Soiree got an F. Abdullah Soiree, acting manager for the National Insurance Company, got an F. No money over there. You got an F.
No, they've been fighting over money, stolen money.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They don't want to share anything. Then we got Liberia Civil Aviation, Ernest Hodges, managing director. Managing director got a C. Then after that, we go to the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation, managing director DeWitt Van Bamboos.
Oh, he passed.
Of course. He got an A minus. Can you imagine this man will get Joseph Walker $500,000 to took the taxpayer money to go buy a car for installation? That the man go get A. Liberia Telecommunication, Richardson Dopoh. Telecommunication got an F. Now I said, where is this man who had a generator for 3,000? What's his name?
Patrick Hunter.
Where is he?
LTA. He's on the board. LTA, Liberia Telecommunication Authority.
Oh.
He's a board member, yeah. Commissioner, rather. He's a commissioner.
Okay, Liberia Telecommunication Authority, that's it?
Yeah.
With Managing Director Clarence Massaquoi?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what they got. They got an F. Now, this one is this.
That one, I think they got it. I don't know. It's all like
all the money went to the generator. Nothing left to take the guy for lunch.
But I think President Baka instead got a B.
Yeah. But you got to get a woman B now. Because all the trip you go, according to the woman, they do a lot of trip, but they take right this year long, so you got to give them a B. We got Liberia Public Procurement, is that what, PPCC. Let me see what they got. PPCC, they got a C. PPCC shouldn't be on the job. This is the man who went with corn to China.
Your girl Nora is saying since she got in LIB, LEC is on 24/7.
Wow, that's good, Nora.
So Nora, you might be very close to the president's house. Where part of Monroe you are, Nora?
I ain't know Nora Imoria. I see why.
Uh-huh. Okay, Liberia Forestry Development. What will you give Liberia Forestry Development, Dr. Peabody?
FDA, I would have given it a 0.
They got an F. They said this is one of the most corrupt agencies in the
Yeah,
country.
I believe so. Yeah,
this man came over from Charles Taylor days, they say.
Yeah.
And he even did worse during the Charles Taylor time.
Yeah,
and he carried the same thing. Why would the president nominate?
It gotta be because he close to the president and gave the president money. I think they go to the same church and everything. So
okay.
So whether he qualified or not, they will give it to him. I mean, that shows you got that. That's the thing we're talking about. The future of the young children. That means they got no young person that can do that job. No young person.
Oh.
I see why Nora Imoria did Christmas. That's why we have for Cash App, because Nora can really give now. She ain't like Bureau, so you got to deal with a lot of people that Nora. I understand.
But Nora is in Mambagle, so she read by the hard road. No wonder you gotta like.
Yeah.
What you say? What did they grade the legislature? What did the regime speaker get?
A lot of people get 0.
Oh, they ain't going there yet. They ain't going to the legislature yet. They just did the executive, and now they do the SOEs.
Yeah.
The Liberian Agricultural Regulatory Authority, LACRA. The person there is Dan Saye, interim. LACRA. These are people who supposed to be. LACRA got an F.
What?
The National Disaster Management. Let me see what they got. What the name on here? Director Ansu Dollar.
Now when I hit the Ghana returnee money.
Yeah, he got an F. Liberia Land Authority. That's the people. I bought land 2-3 times from the same people.
Yeah.
Thank God he got an F.
Corrupt, even the people that made it.
He got an F. Let me see. Liberia Rural and Renewable Energy. Samuel Boke Nagbe Jr. Is any relation to you, Mr. Nagbe?
No, we're very good friends, but no.
Yeah, all of them I know.
No, he's from Sino. I'm from Maryland.
Same people.
But
you got a C for doing nothing.
In the both went together. We were there together. We were very good friends. But yeah, I saw his grade. He's not happy about it.
Of course.
He's been on a tear all day today. He's been sucking it to Rodney. Well, Rodney didn't give me a grade. He didn't give me a grade. Consider somewhere to relax and let him play.
The National Bureau of Concession, Hassan Kiazulu, concession D.
But isn't that the guy who was in the house who took a legislative engagement money and got married?
Yeah.
And then he was out the constituent, the resident came and locked him out, put lock on his door.
That's correct. The Revenue Authority, Dopoh Jala President Waka Reheme on that man. The president said he didn't find the money for the yellow machine. He in trouble. They gave him a B+. What? this is the man that bought that kind of car from Moda.
Yeah. The $96,000 car.
$96,000 car. They go give him a B+ for what? Let's go to Chief Justice basically warned the rising threat of judicial independence at Liberian National Bar Association Convention. The corrupt Chief Justice says, Chief Justice Yami Q basically had issued one of his strongest warnings yet about what he described as an escalating threat to the independence and safety of Liberian judiciary, telling lawyers at the National Bar Association Annual Convention over the weekend that attacks on judges, political interference, and widespread public distrust amount to the direct erosion of the rule of law. Can you imagine this man saying this? This is a man who just appointed his incompetent son, not qualified son, to be a judge. He's saying that people are losing respect for the judiciary. the erosion of trust on the rule of law. Now, what are you giving these people in Liberia? The Chief Justice that just did some illegal stuff. He's warning people about the erosion of public trust in the judicial system.
Did you agree him? Yeah.
I don't even think on the scale.
I don't think you get a negative. No, my wife is warning me that my in-laws, so I gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful. Okay.
But when I go to Christmas party, I was standing outside in the rain.
That's right. That's right.
That's the man who went and hired his son as a judge in I think Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
He brought the man on and he said there's nothing wrong with what he did. He the one said, Myean, if anybody, please put this comment up, meet our nominee. Please put the picture up. The one with your picture. There you go. The Young Journalist Award 2025, the nominee, the category Best Young Journalist. This is what we are talking about.
Yeah, congratulations, Myean.
Meet our nominee. Congratulations. Put it back. Let me read it.
Yeah.
It says, meet our nominee, Myean D. Torgbean began his journalism journey with a deep commitment to amplifying the voices of the ordinary Liberians and exposing issues often overlooked by mainstream media. Over the years, he has reported on politics, governance, social justice, and human interest stories, earning respect for his professionalism, integrity, and balanced reporting. He aspires to become one of Liberia's leading investigative journalists, using the power of the pen. We want to take our hat off and salute the nominee, the Young Journalist Award nominee in the category of Best Young Journalists. This is going to be held, I think it's tomorrow, on the 12th of December, December 12th. Tomorrow is the day, guys. Myean, the red carpet starts at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. So all of our friends and family members in the area, Nora, you guys need to go over there and support the young man. It starts tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. red carpet. The main event starts 30 minutes thereafter at 6 p.m. SKD Ballroom, ELWA, Painesville City. You need to go over there and jolly the right way. Congratulations, Myean, for hard work. We appreciate you. We know you are going to do it. You are the best in what you do. Pound for pound, you are punching way above your weight category, son. We are very, very proud of you.
Congrats, Myean. Very proud, man.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
You know, why beyond your age? It's tomorrow, right? Red carpet at 5:30 p.m.
Good job, Myean. Very good work. Very good work.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. You can take it down. Thank you very much, young man. We appreciate what you have done. We've been saying it here all along. And this is a validation.
Good job. We're proud of you, man. Very effective young man. Very effective.
Yes.
Very effective.
Man,
so we're going to take a few minutes of our time to pay respect to Myean, but you can pay respect to Myean even in a better way. If you were to make a contribution to our little kitty, that in 2 weeks, we're going to be celebrating Christmas and then subsequently New Year. We want to put a smile on the faces of our folks and our nominee. So please send us some money. Tomorrow is Friday, you're getting paid. So next week, Monday, when I get here, I'm going to start calling. I will pick up the phone and I will call you at home because I know your number. I know where you are.
Yeah, we'll start calling them.
We'll start calling names. We'll start shaming some of you. But on a serious note, the cash out number is the $sign TCA 2500.
I think it was $700.
You sending $700?
My man, that was a hot mic. My wife wanted to know what I was sending my contribution and how much I like that. And I'm telling you, I think we've gotten about Jane alone sent 400. Jane, I'm sorry, I put your name out there.
Jane is something else.
Somebody, I didn't recognize this person. Somebody just sent us $78.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Yeah, I just saw it. Let me see who this person is.
The Zelle is 678-438-3003. Come on. The Zelle is 678-438-3003.
All right, so you know what? Let me just read out some of the people that have donated so far.
Okay.
We have Professor Kennedy who sent us 50.
Good. Thank you, Professor Kennedy.
Annie Jones sent $28.
Annie Jones, thank you.
Jen Maboro, $400.
Jen Maboro, you are our nominee.
Yeah.
Jen, you running for president or what?
Mr. Gibbons,
president of TCA.
Mr. Gibbons sent us $100.
Thank you.
Peabody, $50.
Good.
Say Gonganoon, $25. And I think that's where Sarah sent us 50 as well. I think that's where we at. So we're looking forward to have more contribution coming. Tomalin is going to send his contribution later. Sylvester is going to send his contribution later.
Good.
And Robert and others going to send. So we ask our people, anything you can give, just give it. We'll list the name. We'll put the name up. We'll put everybody that pay everything up and who benefited as well. We're going to keep you in the loop of that. So we ask you to please do that.
Thank you, guys. Let's keep it going. We are grooming the next generations of.
Is that because the economy hard for y'all? That hard the people not giving too much this year?
Well, I think like the scripture said, faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. The more we say, we remind people that they will contribute.
Yeah, definitely.
So as we go on,
I thought the economy have gotten so high in the U.S.
Listen. My friends at the United Way, they are saying the harder the economy locally, the American people are just generous people. They give even when
they are.
So their giving is up. Even the guys, our friends from the Salvation Army, I was surprised. The gentleman says they made the most money so far, not from the suburb, but from the poor neighborhoods. And we
the Americans.
Yes,
Americans are very generous.
People were wondering why people in the ghetto give more, they donate more as compared to folks in the suburb. And one of the ladies said that trend has been there since they've been keeping data from the 50s. She said because most likely the folks, they are empathetic, they've been there, so they know how it is to suffer. So usually they rally around each other. So you will find the poorest of the poor, they will come and put something in that little red pot. When the people ringing that bell, they will come. If it's $1, they will put it there. If it's change, they will put it there. They don't just come and pass. So that's what it is. So here we are. Our young folks are doing marvelous things on the ground. They're making TCA proud. They're everywhere. They take their time. Places that Dr. Peabody wouldn't go, that I wouldn't go, Robert wouldn't go, Victor wouldn't go. These young folks would go there.
Yeah.
They would stand up all day in the water. They go to the executive mansion. People abuse them. People call them names. Like the last time the press secretary was saying, all kinds of derogatory stuff about some of our folks. And the State Department country report says something about that, about the freedom of press and the way they treat our press folks. So these people endure a lot. So at the end of the year, if it's $100 a piece, everybody gets it. They feel good about themselves. Look forward to the new year. So guys, The number, if you're in Liberia, you're comfortable with the send wave is 0888-297-311 or 0777-649-986. That is the send wave and your Lone Star if you're on the ground in Liberia. So please help us out. The Cash App, $TCA 2500. Zelle 678-438-3003. And that's great for what we do. When we get down there, they will treat you nice. They will know who you are. They are wearing the jacket with the TCA on it. So now we are recognized everywhere as a
Mr. Gayman, we totally are at $703 right now.
Okay.
So we can do more. We want to raise
our goal is by next week to reach $1,500 minimum, $2,000 maximum.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that we gave, we want to reach our goal. Let us do it. We can do it. We have done it before. We'll do it. And this is an annual thing. Every year we do it for those folks down there.
Yeah.
Every year we want to do it. So put us on your calendar. If you have an old car that you don't want, you can donate it to TCA. We will sell it and send the money to these folks. If you have anything that you don't want, you want to do a yard sale for us, do it. You got so much clothes in your closet.
Yeah.
Just clean your closet out with all those things you don't want. Have a yard sale. You raise $50, $100. You send it to us. That will be fine. You got a lot of great stuff in your house you will never use. Especially you ladies, you got a lot of clothes, lots of shoes, a lot of hats. You're not going to use looking at someone you got when you're wearing a beautiful suit to one event. You don't want to see people wearing you again. You don't want people to see you wearing it again. So you don't want to wear, that particular dress, the color stands out. So everywhere you go, I saw that dress before on her. And no women don't like that. So they usually don't wear the same thing over and over. Sell those things. Do a yard sale for TCA. Send us the money. I used to work with the United Way. So fundraising was anything that gave us a chance to raise money, we do it. Anything. You got boat, you want to donate it, we'll take it and sell it. You got old car. If it can't run, we'll send the tow truck, we'll pick it up. Even we sell it by parts, we'll sell it and make some money. So look into it. If you really want to be generous and you love TCA, I know you don't like to talk about dying.
I could do Nora said something here.
You caught that too, man. I was just reading
right. Because we raised at least 4,000, almost 4,500 for this young man who called us one day in the studio that the iron was coming out of his legs. He couldn't walk. They did a surgery in Liberia. He couldn't walk, and people were so generous. They did over 4,000, and that money was wired to Liberia. This guy took that money and ate it. Nobody know what happened to this man.
What?
Wow.
Yep, right on this show, we raised over $4,000 to $5,000 for the young man, and he went to the studio in Liberia. I don't know, the guys in the studio didn't know that this guy was lying. This man took almost $5,000 and went away with it. Lofa Julia can tell you that story. Lofa was on my back, and I was just wiring 1,000 every day, 1,000 until we got almost 5,000 to 6,000 that I got, and I got that money and gave it. So that kill a lot of people's spirit, and that kind of thing. So, next time it better. When people call for help now, it's almost impossible to do it because that guy lied. That guy was crying so much that it caught everybody.
That's crazy.
Listen, man. The people will find a way.
But that guy was smart. That guy is a corn artist. He was very smart. The guy called crying, said the iron was leaving from him. Boom, he's dying. Oh my God. So that's why I've always turned down a lot of people when they call me to help them raise funds for people. I've always turned them down because that's just not a good thing. It was not good enough.
And then when the real time comes for us to do the legitimate fundraising, then you start running into a problem.
Yeah.
Because of what these people have done.
Yeah, he did some mess. That dude was a con. and the guys in the studio did not catch him. They went to the station to go find the guy going to Ghana the next day. The person won't have anybody by that name that on the bus to Ghana.
What?
Yep. That thing shocked the devil out of me. And I asked the guy, I said, you're in the studio, this guy came there. You don't even see him? He said, oh, the man came. The man said the iron was coming out of his boom because they put iron in his foot and it was coming out. And that just made your mind creep. It hurt.
Yeah.
That's so. But we did that. Even on Spoon, when we were on Spoon, we were raising our 15,000 for children who were sick and go to the hospital, and stuff like that. I mean, people, Americans are very generous. Look, I tell you a story. There's a young man that I took to Sierra Leone. I brought him here during COVID. And we were just talking to Sierra Leone to do another surgery on Mercy Ship. When that young man came, when the mother was, this so-called mother was going home, we gave her $10,000 with the intention that she would expand whatever business she was doing to help support that child, send him to school, or take him to, when he needed to go to the hospital, take him. She went back, and what she did with $10K, God in heaven knows exactly, and just found out a couple of months ago that she was not even the real biological mother that we brought to the U.S.
So it was a tag team of crooks.
Yeah, found out that she was not the biological mother, and we did everything to bring her to the U.S. In fact, the MSA had rejected her coming and only wanted to send the child. We said no. And somebody who had contact with the vice president office at the time, Biden was vice president, they made that arrangement, and they made her to go back to the MSA and come get the visa. She got it. She came, well taken care of, well supported. I mean, she went back and to find out. So the thing is, Americans are willing, they're generous, but if you cannot be trusted, they will not give to help you. So the problem here is I got even the young man's in Freetown now. We want to support him for the next 4 years, but we can't find anybody we can trust that will send money to who will ready to take care of it to help that young man. That's the tax that I'm faced with right now, But Americans want to give, but the Bible says if you are faithful over a few things, He will make you ruler out of many things, and that's why people don't know. They only go for the little one. They get the first $1,000, you eat it up, and then when 200,000 or 100,000 come, what do you do with it? And that's the problem we have in Liberia. What we have there is trusting people. It's hard to trust people. I see people dying, have fell from heart attack because they built a home, thinking that a home was being built for them, and the family member eating the money. When they go home to see the house, they just fall off and die. One old lady fell off like that from New Jersey. The lady stole rice. She used to cook every day in New Jersey, in Trenton. That lady was cooking and sending money home. When she got home, there was no house. The old lady ended up dying.
Wow.
That's how bad people are, our people. You send the money to them, they eat half of it or eat it.
Let me welcome Robert Garguah. Robert, welcome. They got a new name for Robert here. Flex Electronic call you Bank Roll Robert. Robert, you the bank here, so that's your new name, Mr. Bank Roll. You got so much money, you own the bank.
Well, that's what he means. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm a regular Liberian boy.
Oh, you're a regular banker, not a roller. You're a regular banker.
Not the bank roll. Trying to make
You're my friend with Dylan now,
Oh yeah, Oh yeah. Hey, my man, we gonna talk it.
What's up, Robert? What's up, Seleke?
Dylan gonna talk it. You are Ben Roller. Dylan, we talking. And if you want to say Dylan, you are a crook. We were talking. He said no. Let me work on Seleke Kromah. Seleke work.
But the man ready to come here, Jerome. He's still talking to the ANC people. Low.
Seleke, don't worry. Don't worry about this.
The one that always call our ANC people are talking to.
All the people in the country, you don't talk to CDC, you don't talk to CMC, only ANC.
So you CDC, man.
Who?
You CDC, man.
I'm not CDC, man. I used to be, I'm not. I'm a CMC now. The legitimate party.
I don't know what you
So what we doing?
Where the UFA chairman at? Where the UFA coordinator?
I wanted to ask that the Monuba yesterday if you know Grace, but you cut me off. Like you knew that question. You just cut me off yesterday.
What was the question?
But so again, you are the main Rwanda. Why you can't ask the question when you get it?
Exactly. No, I asked the man before. I know what the man tell me, but I wanted to say even everybody.
What was the question?
I wanted to ask you about Grace, your former global vice chair.
Oh. Why you want to ask it here?
I just want to ask you whether you wanted to take Grace back.
Will you take her back? Will you take her to ANC?
Yeah, she'll just be a Facebook supporter, but she'll not enter our chat room. Never.
Oh. The question is, will you accept Grace?
Of course, man. Of course, you can't drop anybody away in politics. So we'll accept her. She'll be on Facebook promoting our platform, promoting our candidate, but she can't enter no chat room because she'll take screenshot. The same thing she did to her. She posted on Facebook.
Robert, the man say he will accept Grace as an orphan, but not she can't come in the house. Are you going to adopt somebody's child and keep them outside? You say they can't come in the house. Robert, what kind of people are these?
Because they're not trying to lose supporters, But I agree with you, Jerome. You can't, Seleke, you can't have your cake and decide, what piece of the cake you eat. Either you have the cake and you eat all of the cake, or you just don't have it at all. But you can't have it.
This is politics. This is politics, Robert.
It's not about politics. Political parties should have standard, Seleke. And if certain members of that party does not meet the standard of your party, then they should not be member of your party. I think Alice Cummings will agree with that. So no, if she's not good enough for the chat room, she shouldn't be good enough to be member at all. I mean, I just what I think. I think I'm a bit disappointed in most representability, and not in the sense that you can't blame the man for trying to give opportunities to folks to make a difference. I think my sister Grace Gore, she presented herself as the standard, right? You don't have to like her, but she criticized different parties. I was surprised though that it was so easy for her to transition from Dr. Clarence Manuba to CMC, and I kept trying to figure out what had changed. This is a young man. We had him on yesterday. He's been very consistent with what he believes and his vision for our country. And so already, in as much as Miss Ability has done and extremely well, I was just baffled that she was able to switch that quick. I think for me, if I'm Ability looking from outside in, that's a red flag for me. But when everyone is trying to recruit people on their party, I think the recruitment process must merit the standard of the party. And given the fact that CMC is a new party, I'm sure they won't make that mistake moving forward. But I was disappointed that she was quickly, it's one thing to disassociate yourself from the party, but to just put the dirty laundry out there and having all these conversations on social media and about the party attacking Musa Ability, how he's a bad person and he's that. I don't think that's what these are things we've seen before. And I did not expect that from Grace at all. You join the party with dignity. If you feel like the party didn't meet your standard, you leave the party with dignity and respectfully just disassociate. But to leave the party with so much anger and attacking Ability, and I'm sure she didn't have any direct issue with Ability. I'm sure she didn't have any direct issue. I was surprised she didn't attack Mr. Nagbe or Jerome. But to just have issues with one person and just brush the party like that, I thought that was disappointing. But no, if I'm a member of a party, if you don't meet the standard, you don't have to be a part of the party. You can support us from afar, but if you're not good for the chat room, then you're not good for the party at all.
Great. Great news. There's some breaking news out of Kenya. And I want us to listen to this keenly because it's very important. It came from the Kenya news. They said a court in Kenya has stopped a $2.5 billion health deal with the United States over fears it could expose citizens' most sensitive medical data. A consumer rights group argued in court, and the agreement may allow the transfer of personal health records abroad to the United States, prompting the court to block any data sharing provisions. The deal is part of a new U.S. approach that signed direct health agreement with governments. The U.S. has made similar pact with Rwanda, Lesotho, Liberia, and Uganda. Many Kenyans worried the deal could give the U.S. access to information like HIV status for every Liberian, TB status, treatment history, vaccination record, vaccination history, with groups warning that Kenya could lose total control of key health data on its citizens to the United States as a requirement for the money. Robert, these people have gone into the data. This is what separates regular countries from educated, highly professional countries. They read the detail, the fine print of the $224 million that we are celebrating here. And these people got $2.5 billion. And they are saying this thing is a Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Once you sign this, every Kenyan in this country, health record has to be transferred automatically to the United States. And these are what they are looking for. Before you end up, when you go to apply for visa now to come to the United States, they will also already have your health data. Based on that, they can tell you, no, we don't want you in our country. I mean, this is serious.
Yeah, but I think what's his name? Of Samuel Jackson actually raised that concern in a post when this came up, and some of our friends from the health field are arguing against that Liberia does not have any sort of data to even think about this being possible. And yeah, they don't have the health data to have people, because his point was now you're going to see the blood tests of Liberians in this sum of in US care. And when I read that and I looked up what you just mentioned, I was like, this is actually real. And when you look at what they did in Kenya, like you can't even if you don't have the sophistication, you cannot underestimate the sophistication of the US to even start that process. But listen, 20 something million dollars over the period of 5 years. That's, I mean, if spent properly, could impact health in Liberia. But we've seen more money coming to support healthcare in Liberia, and it wasn't spent accordingly. So I don't anticipate that this is going to be spent accordingly. But to your point, of course, the government is not going to put all the information out there as far as the detail of what this means to people's health information and where it might end up. But I think it's worth looking into.
Nagbe, I am a data person. I get funding from the government. I don't need to do anything. Every funding that comes with all their forms. All you got to do is fill it in. You don't have to do anything. And you submit a bunch of paper to them, and they do the data entry. So Liberia, it doesn't matter whether they have a system or they don't have a system. They will collect. How you think they know that Liberia was able to get maybe 500,000 COVID vaccine shots? How you think they collected those data? They know.
But look at polio. For instance.
I mean, that's or HIV, or how they call the other one? the one before COVID. What
Oh,
was it?
Ebola?
Yeah.
Are you telling please, how Liberian people think this way? Well, we're not sophisticated enough, so we don't have to worry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was posting that in our chat room. Seleke beat me to it, and Martin Colley is pretty much sounding out the same thing we were saying when that $124 million news broke. That when you read out, it says to support our rapid disease tracking response system or something like that. And we were saying there must be something that we did so well with Ebola. So I talk about Torgbean and the rest of them. Even COVID, the way COVID impacted the West and Asia. There were a lot of us here who were freaking out about how we were afraid this would impact Liberia and Africa because of the way we live. The daily hustle. You get up, no thought about anything else. You get out to go and hustle. And yet people were talking about, distancing, and all of that stuff that we were worried. But look how we came out. So there may have been things that either we did ourselves or some things that happened naturally that gave us the kind of resistance that, we built against, especially COVID. You remember this current president now. He's telling people to inject themselves with bleach. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And chloroquine and all that. Chloroquine is something we took when we were young. And so there are people who are still studying, COVID and even Ebola. And because I think we did so well, there must be a thing or two that they may be interested in learning from us. And so apparently we may have sold ourselves short. So I'll give it to Seleke because he's the one who I think has more on the rescue Rambo threat to do damage beginning tomorrow if the government does not, pipe up. So Mr. VP from Kigali, up to you.
Yeah. I was just on Facebook and I came across that post from Monty. I think the post says the 29-page US Liberia 125 million MOU just got leaked, and we will give the government up to Monday to break silence, or will publish it. Section 4.1 to this end, Liberia commit to provide the US government with any data access. So, again, Mr. Gayman just read the news, and that's a recent, I think today, the court in Kenya, they put who onto this whole MOU stuff in Kenya, the Kenyan government, but at the end of the day, look, if you look, not only the government of Liberia, but just go on Facebook today, Mr. Gayman or Mr. Nagbe, and say, if anybody do XYZ, you'll receive XYZ price for it. See the desperation of Liberians. They don't even care to know, what that means for them. People sending out information, personal information out, for little or nothing and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, this government seems to be like they're just out there for good news. The foreign minister is signing MOU with the U.S. government, and now we're about to receive the MCC compact. Just the good news that all they care about. And some of them now they accusing Martin that look, anything associated with the foreign minister, that's something Martin will criticize. And the people in Kenya, I'm not sure they are against Silver Beslow, but this is not. I'm not sure, this was looked at before any signing ceremony they had recently in the US. And this is the same foreign minister again that brought in that scholarship, scheme in a country that President Barker had to go to the ministerial complex and sign that program. All the people who applied for that program, Mr. Gayman, they went to the embassy. One of them didn't get visa. And they don't return, they don't get it, put money back. They eat the people money. Matthew from the information ministry, he came up, and told the public that, look, this team is a scam. They suspended Murphy. Today, Murphy is in the US. For him, I think he had a better option to travel to the US. So he had to resign, or else they're going to fire him. But she's trying her best, but she needs to do some proper investigation before putting her signature to some of these agreements. Because at the end of the day, if she married real United Party people who just want to be doing comparison with CDC and make it look like they're doing something better than the CDC, she'll put, a bad reputation on her career. At the end of the day, the thing she's trying now to face while everybody grading her, it will turn against her. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from Siddiqui. She tried, but she just can't make it. That's it. She's trying. She wanted good news, but she just can't make it because she will sign on anything that makes it look like they're doing something. But the American man always says, you have to read the fine print. What is in the fine print? Robert Garguah, you'll be surprised, as long as you have lived, and as long as Nagbe has lived, and I have lived, and Seleke just left Liberia, I was shocked. I know my friends at the U.S. Embassy are watching. It was just last Monday that I saw that the U.S. military has a base in Grand Bassa County. Actually, they have a fort. Never heard of it, never knew until last Monday. Robert Garguah, I was shocked. A beautiful, huge, maybe 500 acres military base in Grand Bassa County. It has a fort. Never heard it, never seen it until this guy they call Kotu. He was doing a country diary. And he says, let's go to Bassa and see something that nobody have ever seen since World War II. I was shocked. So those of you out there trying to doubt Liberia's place, data collection, data sharing, America knows more about you than you will ever imagine. Now they're asking for blood. Robert, the American man say, you want everything, now you're asking for blood. With no pun intended, this is it. Now they have taken everything from Liberia, now they want our blood.
Yeah, but the U.S. gets what the U.S. wants. It's almost like the most handsome guy. Well, not only is he handsome, but he has the biggest pocket. He drives a nice car. I mean, he gets any girl he wants in the school of poor boys who walks to school every day. I mean, that's just a reality. All the girls want a taste of him. The U.S. in Liberia gets what the U.S. wants. Our foreign policy is mimic after the U.S. There's no sense of direction. There's no sense of ownership. So when we come to the table, we don't come to the table with our own demands. Is whatever demand the U.S. presents, and whatever pocket change we get to impact. When people hear about the $124 million 5 years compact, they don't ask questions about the fine print you just talked about, you alluded to. They don't care about the fine prints. What they care about is the $124 million, whether it invades their own privacy, whether it violates their rights. They don't care about that. And the government of Liberia understands who they're dealing with yet. They're not dealing with 75 to 80% of Liberians who will ask the tough, sensitive questions, right? They're dealing with people who read the headlines and they are intrigued by the numbers, even if those numbers in reality impact their own livelihood. This is the Liberian reality. They're not asking the questions that we're looking at it and trying to get the details and wait a minute, what does this even mean for Liberia? What does this mean? Could we have gotten a better deal with this? They're not asking that question. And so to your point, if they continue to make this naive argument that we don't have the sophistication and we don't have the data and all that stuff like that, I think the question that we should ask is it possible or is it impossible that the U.S. Can make this actually, can make it happen? Yes. I mean, you just look at what happened in Rwanda. Look at what happened in Kenya. They've been through this experience as well. And it'll be interesting to know whether or not, pending this MOU, did the foreign minister reach out to her Kenyan's counterpart of folks in Rwanda to kind of get an understanding of what this actually looks like in actuality and in implementation. But to your point, the government, they're fending for any good news right now. So anything that sounds like a good news, some of my friends have already started posting about the U.S. government reaffirming Liberia's involvement in the compact, MCC. We know what that looks like. Yesterday, I was talking about this whole supposed diplomacy that was announced weeks ago. We're still waiting on for that to actualize. I mean, how long does it take, right? So all of these news that come out, we talk about the yellow machine. They've been almost 2 years now. We haven't seen yellow machine in the country. So all of these things that come out are political strategy to make headlines. When you talk about the arrest of Simon Twed for economic sabotage, but how long does it take for him to have his day in court? Either the prosecution does not have the evidences that will convict him for the alleged crimes, or they are playing to the intelligence of the Liberian people in an attempt to be seen as seriously fighting corruption. So you have to be smart to look and see what's happening and look at the reality and separate the two. But this could be devastating for health privacy. It's very, very concerning. I hope over the next few weeks, as this thing kind of settle, I hope, and we do a better research and due diligence, I hope we can expand on this conversation, because this is dangerous to have people's private health record, right, in the hands of the State Department, under leadership that seems to be very unhinged. I mean, that's unhinged. That's very dangerous. I think that's something people should really think about.
My nephew Trukon Bayu said, Mr. Gayman, you are just a stranger to your county. That's old story. Mr. Bayu, I might be. Can you tell me where in Grand Bassa is that fort?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know because on paper on paper the U.S. You just mentioned World War II. The Roberts International Airport and Buchanan was used as not base necessary, not military bases, but as facilities in support of the U.S. In World War II. There's no permanent base in Liberia. So to your point, it doesn't negate the fact that there could possibly be a hidden base in Buchanan that we don't even know about. So if you ask anyone to go to Buchanan right now and show you, like he doesn't know.
Well, I'm in a town, a beautiful town here called Fort Pierce. The reason the fort is there is that there's an actual fort here. It's a defense facility that when the Spaniard was invading Florida, the Americans, the British, they built an actual fort. And this is what I'm seeing in Grand Bassa with several facilities, huge, 500 acres, that's huge. And it has underground tunnels and all kinds of stuff. What we saw it from a drone. Why you know where that place is, whether it's in Upper Buchanan, it's a beautiful savannah now. Beautiful. I want to go, when I go to Liberia next time, I want to go and actually visit it. They will allow us to see it. So by you, if you know where that is, please put it in the in the chat room, let us know where it is. So when we get to Bassa, we can go and look at it. It's a beautiful tourist attraction, beautiful spot. I never knew what that. Seleke, so here we are.
Yeah.
When people say we don't have data, they don't know data is a form, right? When you fill that form, it has your name, your date of birth, place of birth, blood type. It has all of those things on it. So these people who are saying Liberia doesn't have the sophistication, as though we should take glee in being ignorant. For someone to say we don't have it, don't worry about it. Can you imagine people thinking that way?
Look, Mr. Gayman, what I wanted to add, and this is a good observation. All of us know the U.S. thing when it comes to, people suppressing one another, human rights violation, and all of that, especially the issue of Uganda. Uganda will be going to election early January 2026. And recently, the key opposition leader, Bobby Wine, they've been targeting that young man, everywhere he's traveling to have his campaign. You have security people, the army. The last, I think 2 days ago, they had to beat him up, the quote that he was, the clothes he was wearing, they tear everything, and he was live. To see Uganda being also a recipient of this so-called MOU is a concern. So what is the U.S. trying to gain to the extent that they don't even care about what is going on in Uganda? One man been president since 40 years plus or how many years, and still up to now, the opposition guy is not fairly treated. He's being stopped to not travel certain part of the country. In the U.S., they are saying that. I think one of the journalists, not Liberian journalists now, but I saw something similar like that. Like, look, Uganda is being awarded this so-called MOU, this same MOU rather, and why, even though all the things that are happening in Uganda, so it's a serious issue, and we have to take into consideration. The government of Liberia, just today, Jerome Gayman, they had a press conference. They can't even tell Liberian people what is in this MOU. But Jerome Gayman was discouraging Liberian people because STEM, they've been having conversation about coming up on, on the 17th to do a protest, and he was discouraging people. And all the protests COP had in our country, Jerome Gayman supported all. Today, you Minister of Information now, you're going on the platform of the Minister of Information and inciting people to not come out, or speaking against protests. I don't know when protests became a crime in Liberia, but again, it is what it is. But Liberian people, we have to ask for more duties about this so-called MOU. And at the end of the day, again, when you talk, they will come and say, "Oh, the people are against you. They don't want for you to get 124 million." And they're talking against. So the same thing they do with that yellow machine, Benin. 2026 now coming, we not see yellow machine. 2026 will come pass again. 2027, no yellow machine. But when you talk, they go on the radio and say they now want development in the country. They're against the yellow machine. The same thing they were doing. What they're about to do. Because of the kind of population we have, the people don't demand for much. Anything anybody say, they just hold on to it. Say, "Oh, they may say, they may say." So that's the country we have.
Thank you, Nagbe. Let's our last topic is that we can close it down. The offices of the pro-democracy and civil society organizations stand located in Congo Town were seen engulfed in flames early Thursday morning, drawing the attention of nearby residents and passersby. The blaze, which broke out at dawn, sent thick smoke billowing into the sky as community members attempted to alert authorities and the fire services. As per press time, the cause of the fire remains unknown. No official statement has yet been issued by the Liberian Fire Service about the origin of the incident, and it is unclear whether the fire was an accidental or fault or foul play. Eyewitnesses reported seeing the structure burning intensively before emergency responders arrived on the scene. The incident comes at a critical moment for STAND, an outspoken civil society group led by potential political activist Mobile Molu. The organization has been mobilizing its supporters for a major protest scheduled for December 17, aimed at expressing widespread dissatisfaction with the government. The planned demonstration has gained national attention, with organizers citing governance concern, economic pressure, and alleged abuses of power as the driving force behind the upcoming protest. Victor, Mr. Nagbe, this one sounds very strange.
Yeah. Coincidentally, my hair was almost funny as you were calling me. My friends, the UPs are already calling this a lightning strike, and I'm asking them, oh, you're passing quick judgment again, like you did in the Capitol building fire. You're not waiting for investigation, you know. But it is interesting, how very opaque and well, not opaque, maybe actually really transparent these guys are. I mean, they're so predictable. John Molu came out, I think it was in July. He brought some people out with him, and now he's planning on coming out again. Apparently, they now see what he's capable of. I don't know. This thing smacks of an attempt, to send him a message, to let him know that they got their eyes on him. I hope it is not what we think it is, but I mean, the coincidence couldn't be more, more direct. Just this day or two ago, there are clips of Molu circulating, actually calling on opposition leaders, naming some of the people who he think should voice their opposition to all of what is happening, the additional 14 seats, the budget, the Oronto deal, and all of these, and so apparently Molu is beginning to become a thorn in this guy's flesh. I hope I'm not passing, premature judgment too, but it's just too coincidental that of all the buildings in Morovia, Flames headquarters will be the only one that Lightning will go and find to strike. So, we'll be watching.
And I Lightning might strike again.
It might strike. So, we're watching to see. But yeah, luckily, no injury was reported in the clip you read. I haven't read about it. I only heard about it as we were getting ready to come on air. And so, yeah. But, it just strikes me as really kind of funny that so quickly people will characterize what happened as a lightning strike. Where did they get their report from? Who did the investigation? How do they run these conclusions? Same thing, President himself on the very morning after the fire at the Capitol building, calling this, work of hooligans or whatever name he used that time. And we feel his declaration at that time poisoned the whole investigation. So now you have the whole team trying to reverse engineer the investigation to match the president's declaration. You don't do that. And so I just want to urge my UP fellows to wait a little bit, give it time, let the investigation, but my heart goes out to Mr. John Molu and his team. I just hope everyone is well. I hope they will not be deterred by this. I think we need to raise our voices about what's happening in our country. We don't have to be violent about it. We can be very, very responsible. Civil disobedience, sit-ins can be very effective. I have always maintained they can go in and make the Capitol building ungovernable. Sit everywhere in the Capitol building, make it impossible for them to bunch up in a little roguish corner and go and plot on how to steal our resources. That's what they're doing. They're taking their hands and putting them in our pockets. What they're doing, that's what is equivalent to. They got $51 million coming out of the budget. Why you think they're passing the budget in the night? Under the cover of darkness. The same way Foya is being built under the cover of darkness. What is it with these guys in darkness? They think the darkness will never come to pass? No. So, but our people need to rise up, Jerome. We really need to take this seriously. Civil disobedience is part of democracy. They need to challenge these people. Go and conduct sit-ins. Occupy Kuhn's office. Sit in Dylan's office. Don't let him come in. Sit at the door. Let him come and arrest you. Another person will replace you. But we need to send a message. And I honestly, I underestimated Malu. I've never had it, had any taste for his brand of politics. Because anyway. But this one, I think I will give him my support. Let him rally our people and let him come and say what it is that the government is doing that they don't like. And there are plenty they can say about this government.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our Kehleboe TV coach.
Thank you, Nora. I said John Molu. Moba Molu. Thank you very much.
That's correct.
Yes,
Telvi just shared the link of the MOU so you can dig deeper. You download that. It's right here on our screen. You get the link. Go home, download it, open it, read it over and over, read the fine prints. That's what this is all about. This is about information. Don't be like the Irish person. They say you want to hide something from the Irishman, put it in the book because they don't want to read. You got a link right here. Go home and read about it. So tomorrow when we come, we will be well informed. If not Monday, tomorrow we have a group of engineers coming on here to be talking about real facts, real issues, things that are beyond your pay grade.
Tell you were asking about your make your thumb out. I don't want to put my money in it, but
yes, this is the reason when I come on the platform, I come prepared. You always have to have your plan B. Yesterday, I asked Dr. Peabody whether it was confirmed. He said yes. Keatama has confirmed with me that he's coming. So when I come prepared just in case he doesn't. We are not short of topics. As much as we want them here, we are not short of topics. And we have always said it. If you don't come prepared, don't come here because you will be embarrassed. You come here to talk your talking point, we will expose you. So if you are not ready, fine, it's fine. But we will also have, she's calling me. Hello, Telvi. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me put you on.
This is troubling.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Your name and where you calling from?
Tavina calling from Texas. Hello.
Hello, Telvi.
That document is troubling. I just kind of went through a little bit, but I just wanted to share some core elements of it. One thing that's the sharing there, our people don't understand the data sovereignty and all of this and all these trends. I don't understand for money business, but one core thing that is shared is Liberia commits to providing U.S. with relevant health and outbreak data, including access to audits, performance metrics needed for oversight of U.S. funding. And part of that, and they're doing all of that, according to them, it will boost the economy, it will help our infrastructure, probably build whatever, health labs and stuff like that. But the scary part is that the U.S., because of the information they're providing, the U.S. have greater right to those information, the people health information. So the U.S., even though they say, well, they put clause in there for confidentiality and local law and practical reinforcement, but the U.S. have a greater, greater sovereignty over the data and all of that. And so it's really scary and the only way they will, if they fall short of the arrangement, they don't get this money that they're signing up for. So they got to keep giving the data in order to get the coins. So it's really troubling. I hope Liberian people, that's why I shared a document. I hope Liberian people will read it. I know we're not readers, but this is scary. For a data privacy person like me, this is scary. If these people don't understand security and the implication, they need to start talking to, experts, peer experts to advise them on these kind of things before they just sign these carte blanche arrangements just because of money just so thirsty. But I just wanted to share, and I wanted to let people know they can, read the document. It's not very long. It's like 28 pages. So I think it's something for everybody to ingest. All right. That's it.
Okay. Guys, She says not too long, 28 pages. I wish you didn't call the number because now you're going to scare people. 28 pages seems to be like a research paper. Just go through the whole paper once or twice. If you have yellow marker, mark the areas that are concerned to you. So Monday when we get back here, we can discuss it. I know I'm going to start getting calls from the embassy because when I go to Liberia, they host me. I just did my clearance. I'm clear to go. I'm not trying to expose them. So here we are. Okay, guys, we have come to the end of the day here. Tomorrow, our engineers will be here. I think Victor and I, one of the engineers, we are very good friends. That's Jimmy Eastman. Jimmy Eastman is going to be on our panel. He has served Liberia in several capacities. He's a data guy, he's information guy. I think he's a telecommunication expert. So he's going to be here. We're going to have some civil engineers here. We're going to have some electrical engineers. We're going to talk about bridges. We're going to talk about the real issues. Sometimes you wonder if all the quality folks are around, why we are not utilizing them. But that's a whole different other ball game. So tomorrow we are going to be here. These guys are going to be talking technical stuff. But it would be good for you to tune in and ask some questions. Let it be an inspiration that we have quality people in our midst. They are making good living. America is putting them to work. Other countries are putting them to work, and they're getting paid handsomely, except our own nation. So tomorrow, tune in. We will be here tomorrow discussing engineering. Robert Garguah, your parting comments.
Great show always. Great show always. I will join Mr. Number and say, I wish Moba Molo all the strength. To see and people, and this is my dear brother, one of my best friends. To see him, George Lobo, to see him talk about, they stand fire was self-inflicted. I called him and I said, what the heck is wrong with you, man? But we screenshot the post as a reminder, because a few years ago when these guys were talking about the 3 auditors that went missing, we now know those were all made up narratives, right? It was for political gains and political reasons. To just say that something is self-inflicted without any preliminary investigation is just absurd. But it's always great. Listen, it doesn't matter who come here. We will be here, But I want to say, this is not the first time Kiatamba has cancer on us. He was supposed to appear here some time ago, and he abruptly cancer, and he has cancer this time again. But only Kiatamba knows why he continues to cancer. But when he decides to come, we'll be on. We got some questions for him, and hopefully he's willing to answer those questions intellectually. But always a great show, and it's great to always be on.
Thank you, Seleke. I know you're way out there.
And by the way, I don't think he's a guest. I don't think he should be called a guest. I think he should be a regular, maybe a how you call it? How my brother Tomalin, no, not Tomalin, the Peabody. He always, when we talk about bringing Lobo on, he said, no, Lobo is not a guest. Lobo said, well, I can be a guest. He said, no, you're a guest panelist. So he should come on as a guest panelist. He's not a guest.
Oh, so we shouldn't put him on a hot seat. Okay, it's all right. Seleke, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think it was a great show. Always good to be on the closing argument. We'll be following tomorrow, since we have some special guests coming tomorrow. But I just want to send a shout out to all the Liberians that will be graduating tomorrow from our university, from the Kigali Independent University. Tomorrow, every year, our school put a graduate out, and we have a lot of Liberians that will be graduating tomorrow from different departments. So wishing all of you all the best, especially my own brother, Yusen. He's also graduating with from international relation, and my own brother Bill Yeliga. He studied law, including Mr. Nagbe, Ms. Cyrus Dankwa. Yeah, all of them graduating tomorrow. Cyrus will be graduating tomorrow too. So congratulations to all of them. Wishing you guys all the best. You put a lot of work into this effort. It's not easy to study in a foreign country, especially here in Rwanda. So tomorrow is a big celebration on our end. It's already, December 12th. So we're just waiting for the time, to go on campus and see our, celebrate with our fellow Liberians. But other than that, it was a great show, and always good to be here on the closing argument. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations to all, especially Sarah. Thank you for letting me know that. So I know he's been giving me his progress, but it kind of slipped me that he's graduating tomorrow. Congratulations. And thank you, guys. Thank you, too, for what you all do together over there.
Excellent. Chief, you're closing now. The Nima chief, you're not a Southeastern anymore. You are gone, and they gave you a wife. So now
are you talking to me?
Yeah, that was your closing.
Yeah, that was my closing. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good. See you tomorrow, guys. Please, let's come in tomorrow. Have fun. See the guys. Let's listen to some professionals from Liberia, and you will be shocked how professional these folks are.
Sileke, tell me, don't stay away tomorrow. Sileke going to say when experts come on Friday, Sileke doesn't come.
He doesn't show up.
This is Telvina. She's always picking a fight.
Sileke love the G's. No G's on Fridays. Thank you, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Good night, guys.